Let's go. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Thank you all so much for being here. First off, let me give a shout out to everybody. Jeff, I saw your message. I apologize. So y'all, I just want y'all to know. Let me put this off to the side. This is like a little foam thing. Just want you to know, I've been trying to get these lights to work for like a solid 30 minutes. Like solid. Like 100 seconds. That solid of a time. And as you can see, I was not successful. Like you're like, but purple, you got like a pink one there. No, that's not success. That's not success. That it just so happened to turn pink randomly. And so yeah, so I guess it's like a consolation prize. It's weird. It's weird. Lights should not be difficult like this. I made it in time for once. Hey Severin, how are you? You know, Severin, when I put in the title for this stream, I thought about you. Um, I did, true story, I did. Uh, so, um, but yeah, I can't get the lights to work. I don't know what's going on. But I see Jeff Browning to yeah, I saw this, Jeff. Okay, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. I think name the last 55th draft pick that lasted more than 5 years in the league. I'm not sure if this is a if there's opportunity here or disappointment, but there's something. Hey, Holtz, what's going on? Roster, Envy, Lo-Fi, hey, with the multiple hands. I don't have that many hands. Severin, so what's up? Elden Ring Deals has had me store for a while now, so to be fair, no worries, Seb. I actually watch another streamer during work sometimes. Her name is Zara. I think that's her name. I don't know. She's from like Australia. And she, I like no joke. Like I went into work today. She was playing this sunflower boss. Like it looks really like a sunflower. I went to a meeting. I did lunch. I counseled someone. I did an interview. I came. And she was still on the same boss. Like I'm talking like literally half the day. My work. She was still playing the same thing. It was crazy. I was like, oh, good luck on that. So, are we talking about games or movie here? Games or movies? Ooh, I think I can make the argument for both. I think I can make the argument for both. But no, I just kind of put something very clickbaity in there. I did. I am going to talk about it because if you all did not know, right now, the reason I made, I'll explain it. I'll explain why I made the comment that I did as the title of the video, and I think most of y'all would you already know where I'm going to come from with this. But with that said, I do want to show a trailer for a game that's getting launched next week. And this is definitely, if y'all know the kind of games I like, this is right up there. Now, I've been playing a ton of X Defiant, Dredge, and Holt. Get this, I jumped back into Stray Gods. You all, Stray Gods, phenomenal. If you like musicals, I don't mean like if you like games with music, like the actual performance of a musical. Stray Gods is pretty hard to beat. Like it is like top notch from that aspect, and the story is kind of interesting. So I showcased it last year, and I jumped into it like just to reset everything and like get back into it, and I'm really loving it. So yeah, games. I don't think so. Yes. Are you talking about movie? Severin, we're going to talk about this here in a second. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Trust. We're going to talk about it. And but with that, so Stray Gods, y'all now know what I'm playing. Dredge, Stray Gods, X Defiant, with the little Prince of Persia sprinkled in between, just because it's my 2024 Game of the Year, Prince of Persia, but that could change. But right now it's 2024 Game of the Year. Long care, don't care. You know, yeah, I did a little thing, little jinx. I had to let people remember. I had to let people remember. Roster, you might like it then. Stray Gods, you might like it. But here, I want to showcase a game. Y'all know how I do it. I always like to showcase a few games in there to just give everybody a little bit of a tease of what's coming up. So with that said, here we go. Coming out next week. and it's free to play. Can't beat that. All right, here we are. That is the first Descendant, and I am a sucker for trailers that have, like, really cool music in them. And, but I'm also a sucker for looter shooters. So if you have not seen it, the first Descendant is a looter shooter. The people who've already played the beta, they kind of like make it similar to Warframe, but especially a lot of people are making similarities to Outriders, and you all know Outriders was my 2021 game of the year. Played amazing on Stadia. It's super fun to jump into. But yeah, this is the first Descendant, and you can. There's already a lot of stuff out there about it. It seems like the gameplay is pretty clean. It has some multiplayer aspects to it, and yeah, just in general, I am definitely really looking forward to it. Is Remy making a guest appearance? Remy made a guest appearance. Oh my goodness. So yes, so July 2nd, free to play looter shooter. It's kind of designed to go in there with play with other people. I'm definitely gonna give it a shot. Like I said, I loved Outriders. I loved their person looter shooters, and yeah, it seems like it has a decent story. Obviously it's free play, so there's seasons involved with it. But I'll definitely be giving y'all my opinion on what I think about that here relatively soon. Re- he has not really wanted to be on screen here, but he is begging to be on screen. Free Remy, I know. Jinx, I know he hasn't. He usually is around, but he's usually asleep. But I don't know. He's acting like he's acting a little weird right now. I just took him out too, so I don't know. But yes, that is the first Descendant free to play game. But that's guess a good segue into my actual topic for today. Just briefly, and then I think Jeff wants me to talk about Brawny. I'm here to talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about. Wait, someone asked me, "Hey, Purple, why did you not talk about the Summer Games Fest?" And I was like, "I did last week." But if someone wants to come on here and ask me about that, I'm more than willing to talk about it. But here's my thing. All right, subscription services and not, and this is kind of like a promo for a certain event that's going on right now, and I definitely want to give, yeah, if you did not know, the Steam Summer Game Sale is going on right now. Yes, Steam Summer Game Sale. I know I talk about I don't play on PC, but hey, I if you're gaming, you're good with me. So go check it out. If you don't believe me, the deals on Steam right now are insane. But also, there's also game sales going on Xbox, on PlayStation as well. And I think that's where my topic of conversation is gonna come from, is that ultimately, I think to play some of the best games, for one, some of them don't show up on subscription services, but two, for everybody who's always talking about, like, "I don't wanna pay $70 or $50 or whatever," there's always sales. And I think like, what brings this point, hits it home is the game I just talked about earlier today, Stray Gods. Now, a lot of people don't like Stray Gods. I get it, but if you're into The Wolf Among Us, you're like into solid music, you're into like a unique comic book art style, uh Stray Gods might be for you. And Stray Gods, I think, came out at $20. I picked it up for 15, and I picked it up initially when it first came out, and I started to play it. Now it went on a subscription service, so I couldn't have played it then, but it is now. And the thing about it is Stray Gods is one of those games that I want to come back to time and time again. So if you did not know, it's a game where it's a musical, but you pick the lyrics and you pick kind of like the way you want the song, depending on what your character is. You can play different melodies with the song. It's like really cool what they did there, and the voice acting is phenomenal. And yeah, if I pick this up on subscription, because it is on subscription now, so if you have PlayStation, you can pick it up right now on subscription, 16, $15. I bought it for 16 or $15, and I can play it whenever I want, right? And I think that flexibility, even though it's like may pay it a little bit up front. Hey, King, what's going on? Oh, we got Crow Resin. Everybody's here. Everybody's here. Hey, everybody. Everybody. Sound is quite strong. Yeah. We'll come back to it. Yes, Rouser, I agree. But that's my thing. That at the end of the day, and I guess everybody with purple, we this is the whole thing about subscription services, right? Like you don't get to keep it. I understand that. Like I understand that. Um, but for me, I'm like someone who can't like I don't like plow through a game. Like that's the whole thing. Like so the subscription cost you very rarely is my cost. Or is my is usually not a 1 month thing. But with that said, I don't want to say subscription services are bad because there's some of you who definitely do plow through games and you can play like a game in like one sitting, or you have family members you need the variety. And I think that's really great. But for me, I think at the end of the day, what I found, and I told y'all this last year around this time, it's actually the 1 year anniversary when I told y'all this, I stopped subscribing to Game Pass. And the reason I stopped subscribing to Game Pass is because I actually had done the math on like how much is it to like have the subscription versus like the amount I game on the subscription. And that's really key. I found myself, I actually jumped back into subscription services for 1 month. So shout out to Rouster and Sanchez Gaming for that. You know, had a blast with Hot Wheels racing. Did that for 2 weeks. And then just so happens about 2 weeks after that, that's when Hellblade came out. So I was able to appreciate that for the 30 minutes that I played it. No, actually, no, the 6 hours and 30 minutes that I played it. Uh, it was super great. Awesome. But at the end of the day, it's not something I necessarily would say is like the best. That's my logic. You can push back on it. You can push back on it. But that's my thing. I hate subscriptions. I want to own the games. Do we really own it though? Exactly. Yeah, I totally get you, Crow. But I feel like I'm closer to owning it if I at least bought it versus if it's on a subscription. It's everything is on a what is the word I'm looking for? Spectrum, right? Hot Wheels is fun for sure. Yep. Um, around the window, can we make that happen? Hey, Jeff, you do not know what chain together is. Chain together. What? Find out, and it's stupid fun. Weren't you talking to me about Potato Bro? I do need some LED lights up there, don't I? I'm telling you, this is actually like the bright. I don't know if y'all know this, but Last week, I think, was the brightest it is. It's like the brightest part of the year, so it's now gonna get less bright. Uh, but yeah, don't worry. I'm actually in the process of redesigning this room, so be on the lookout over the next 2 weeks. But thank you, Jeff. I do need some lights up there. I have that. Ooh, what game are we talking about? Let's take what game? Shay has 96 likes from Google users. It's a really good game, Rouster. I think you might like it. In comics, I was Comic Zone on Sega Genesis. Comics Zone. I didn't play it. I didn't play it. I only play some car smashing up game with some dude on Twitch on Saturday nights. Is that is that the one we would play on Wreckfest? Jeff? Jeff plays Wreckfest? Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Let me get some music going on here. But yeah, that was my thing. It was really a promo for Summer Game Fest to say that there's some really great deals. I thought I would put like something a little bit more controversial in the title, but it was really just the Steam summer sales. I said Summer Games Fest, the Steam summer sales that are going on currently. If you have GFN, if you have PC, a Steam Deck, go check it out. But also, what I would say is go check it out. And then also, if you're on console, go check out the sales there because a lot of times the publishers are like, we're going to do it everywhere. So definitely go look at it because there was, I think I used to joke with Squids about Disco Elysium because he was like always missed the Stadia sale for $20. Disco Elysium, if y'all did not know, is a great game. I also, it's one of those games that puts me to sleep, but it's a good game. Trust me, it just always puts me to sleep. And it's like $4, which is kind of crazy for how good Disco Elysium is. Once I finish them, so it's just works for me. Totally in roster. Cowboys just like that as well. I think for me, like Prince of Persia is a great example. Like I beat the game. It actually took me probably 5 weekends to beat the game. So that automatically meant the game would if I had got Ubisoft Plus would have been $34. And then 1 month late, like they came out with the boss rush a month later, and then they came out with another thing. So it's a game I really want to play multiple times and come back to. I think the same thing for Remnant. Remnant beat they launched it, they launched the DLC, they made some updates to it. It's a game I really want to come back to. And I think for me, I'm the type of gamer, once I have like the game I like in a certain category, I will come back to that gameplay loop that I like a lot. So that's why the first Descendants, when they say it like Outriders right now is a number one looter shooter if I want to play a looter shooter. I guess Remnant is kind of like that, but I put that in a different category. And so First Descendants, I'm going to see how it measures up because I play Outriders probably once a week. I just go in there. No one is in there, just me, just my lonesome self. And I like the animations in there. So that's what I do. I collect my movies specifically for quality reasons. For games, though, yes. So I agree. Severin, you already know how I feel about movies. I think I made a video about it. But 4K Blu-ray is, yeah, totally get it. For games though, digital sub or physical is all the same. Streaming games has its issues, but I assume it will get better later down the line. We'll see. As you know, Stadia had no issues for some of us. I just want to say that Stadia had no issues. With that said, if y'all did not see the news, Xbox is going to be partnering up with Luna. Xbox and Luna. And if you know anything, I actually have not had that many issues with Luna. I only had an issue every other time I streamed it. I know, y'all. It's not the best track record, but it's still played well. It's not Stadia. It's not GFN. But I think that's a kind of a cool deal. Obviously, Xbox has already partnered with Steam. Well, not Steam, GFN. So they're now going to partner with Luna. And all I have to say is I don't care because Xbox tried to kill Stadia and they ultimately succeeded. With, of course, Jeff Janak's help. Of course, we always have to put that. Xbox International, what's going on, Louis? I knew you were coming. I knew you were coming. As soon as I said Xbox. No, what's up, Louis? I know a lot of my Japanese family never were interested in PCs, bought a Steam Deck. Also, Steam Deck is doing very well in Japan. Actually, surprised so. In fact, Severin, that's totally cool. That's why I said it's actually a promo. Y'all, the entire title was really a promo for the Steam summer sale. I think there's some really good deals over there. It came up on the internal chat at work. I know. You're like, but Purple, what is a person like you in an internal chat doing about games? Because we have a gaming group at work, and I'm a part of it. And they were talking about it. And so I was like, oh, let me go check this out. And it looked really cool. But let me get some music. I think that's what I want. I want some little hip hop. No. Let me do a little lo-fi, like lo-fi mug. From time to time, but not every week. Foster, I really put a DLC for that. I have a Luna controller, but I don't use the service. So Severin, you should give it a shot. But I don't know if maybe not. Maybe not. Now that I realize you have a PC and everything, you already if you already have somewhere to game, you're good. Xbox didn't kill Stadia or Luna. Be honest, you game all day. Xbox tried to, though. We know this. Phil Spencer did say it. He did say it. No, but it didn't kill Luna. Obviously, Luna's still alive. Stadia is not. But Jeff, we already know Jeff Janak killed Stadia. Just about everyone in my department at work plays games. I wouldn't say everyone in my department. I think everybody in my department, except I have to go pretty senior. Like I'm talking like fairly senior people. And when I say fairly senior, I just mean older. These people are really only like a level ahead of me. But they're much old. They're like 10 years older than me. They're like, 65 and such. And they don't game. But everybody below that, like anybody like around my age and below, so like 53 and below, they game. So yeah. Is there shit breaks up free? Is there oh no, roster? Is it having issues? I've been having internet issues all day. I try to clear it up. I turned it off and turned it on like you told me to. So I have high-end hardware and I would use it. I use it that it's quite an investment. I think I should put to use. Severin, totally get it. Totally get it. Use it. Go for it. No, they didn't kill them. Stadia killed itself. Do not say that, Xbox International. They didn't make it easy. Let's just put it that way. They didn't want the competition. We were there, Louis. You're walk. You don't know what you're talking about right now. We were there during the tweets. You were there when Phil Spencer said what he said. He said Stadia was their #1 competition. And they were going to do everything they could to ensure it didn't survive. That's what he said. I don't know. You're not 53. Who told you my age? My address says PS5 use, but I'm the oldest in my department. Oh, PS5's a good one. But Ross, you have Xbox Series S. Let's see. He was also the only person who got me into gaming by taking me to the arcades as a child. He used to take me to Blockbuster rent games and try things out too. Also checked out horror movies too. Interesting. There was actually a really interesting horror game that I was going to showcase, but it seemed a little grainy today. I'll showcase it once it gets a little bit better. Like just because it's a horror game doesn't mean like I'm gonna like go full force into it. I do want to say that Bindi, though, I'm having a blast with it. They killed themselves. Oh, Xbox International. Only. They didn't compete at all. They actually did. They actually did. I think the difference is they weren't willing to throw away money. I think that's the question. But I wouldn't say that. You're gonna walk into trouble, Louis. I get. Louis just realized I'm not your co-host. I'm not gonna babysit your feelings here. Like I will go at you on Xbox and Stadia because your cloud service sucks compared to Stadia. All right, And they deliberately, some would say, bought ABK to hurt Stadia. That's what they said. That's what their internal documents say, Stadia. Like, that's what their internal documents say. So I'm going to say now, I will say the ultimate decision landed on Google. But they knew what they were doing. They knew Google did not want that fight. You have an X? You have an X? I didn't know you have an X. I didn't know you have an X. But my father was playing games from Atari until we buried him in March. Sorry to hear that. My feelings. Louis cool. He was never ashamed of it. It was the person who would tell me what's coming out. Oh, that's super cool. That's super cool. Speaking of retro games, a service just launched on iOS. Like, it's escaping me right now, but they are like the #1 retro gaming service. Like, I'm talking like retro. I'm not talking like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. I'm talking like Atari, SES. No, SES. Atari, Sega, and NES. I said SES. I was thinking Sega and NES at the same time. So you guys shut down as rumors where they killed the video star and the sheriff. They did. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No, it is no longer with us. It's not even so much Stadia is no longer with us. The tech is no longer with us. Like, I would be okay with Stadia, like the brand. I don't care about the brand. I care about the tech. That was cool. See, that's the thing. Like, if Xbox were to die, like, or PlayStation were to die, I don't really care, right? Because I still have a console that can, like, basically do the same thing. You know, like Luna, like I still have some. Even GFN, I technically, even though I think there's still a scam boost, right? I still have something that can do what GFN does. I don't have anything that can do what Stadia does, and that's, I think, what I ultimately miss. I don't really miss like the brand. I miss the tech. I collect retro games in physical format. Nice. You know, I started collecting them, but I'm not as big. Jeff Janek knows them. He's a big person. We got to have this debate on how Xbox does it then. Remember, I wanted a Stadia. You wanted a Stadia? It wasn't a thing, Louis. It wasn't a thing. You weren't worthy of the Stadia. It's not a Stadia. It's the Stadia. I posted my collection all on Anthony's. I'm not on Cowboys Discord. I don't even know how to use my Discord. The only reason I have a Discord, really, was because I wanted to play with Rouster with Orcs Must Die. That's literally the reason I have Discord. That's it. And then when I started streaming Fall Guys, we were like, hey, stream Fall Guys and do it. So, like, I created that. And there's, like, shout out to Reaver and Fast and a few others who post on my Discord who ask me questions on there. Because I don't even go on there. I don't even know how to find my Discord half the time on Discord. I can find Jeff's, though. I know that. What? I wasn't worthy? Louis, no. You're a geek. No, Louis, you weren't. You weren't. You weren't worthy of that Stadia. I'm not joking. It was just a service. It was just a service. And like I said, Disco Elysium was on it, and it's only $4 on Steam. Again, I'm going to continue to push the sales this summer. The sales that are going on right now in gaming are really crazy. So I'm just going to continue to push that. Like, if there's a game you wanted and you haven't, you were thinking about buying it, go buy it. Right? You know, also, if it is on a subscription service, go play it. That's all. And I think that's my whole point. I was just trying to be controversial. That was my thing. It wasn't a purple shade. It's not a. Is the link going live to? Oh, Holt, you want a link? Well, let me get Jeff. Jeff, you wanted to talk about Bronny. Let me talk about LeBron James. So if y'all did not know, today's actually a special day in the LeBron James household because his son was drafted by LeBron James. He wasn't drafted by the Lakers because the Lakers is where LeBron James plays, but LeBron James actually runs the Lakers. So his dad drafted his son. Was it nepotism or nepotism? Maybe a little bit, tiny bit. Of course. You ready to join? Yeah, he is. Here we go. Let me post it. A little bit. So that happened today. That happened today. And y'all know I'm a huge NBA fan. Huge NBA fan. I always have to look at it. The NBA draft is going on right now. A huge basketball fan, really, but really big NBA fan. And yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling really good today. You want to know why I'm feeling really good today? Because this is an underrated time for a lot of people, right? Because 4th of July weekend is usually a 4-day weekend, right? And it's usually like a Thursday, Friday. Like this next one is a Thursday, Friday. I'm pretty sure it's a Thursday, Friday type of 4th of July. Even if it's not, it's like a Friday, Monday. I don't know. This is like the Thursday before then. And this is like a Friday. And so it's like I really only have to work like I'm getting some turbulence on my side. And Sons said draft him. Is that what his agent said, Jeff? Is that what he said? Here's my thing about Bronny James, y'all, about his son. His son's not an NBA. His son made the 2nd round draft, which if y'all did not know, there's 2 rounds in the NBA draft, 55 players usually, or no, it's 60 players, 62. I forget how many. Picks it. Let me. I'm having some issues. Let me do this. Get up on Thursday and Friday. Ooh, nice roster. And same here. So really, like Wednesday, nothing's gonna happen. Like my analysts, like I'm so nice to my analysts, by the way. Like they're like, Miss Purple, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off, and I'm like, fine. Just as long as you take your time, take it off. And she took this whole entire month off. Not this. She took the last 2 weeks off. So she's gonna come back, and I'm gonna be like, here's everything you've. Stream pause. No. All right. Is it still paused? Is it still paused? Is it still paused? Let me know. Let me think. Let me see. Let me know if you're having issues. No, just very soft. Okay. Hold on. Whoa. Okay, we got 2 people. Hold, you just missed it. Let me get. Stay right there. But we got a special guest, y'all. We got someone who wants to rumble. We have someone here. We have a special guest. Here we go. Without further ado.
Why can't I hear you?
Louis, you can't hear me?
Second, what's happening?
We can Louis.
Audio.
We can hear Louis.
Okay, I can hear you now. Can you speak?
Yeah, we can hear you, Louis.
Oh, right. All right. Now I can hear you. I was like, what's happening here? Where's my
Louis? How are you? What's going on?
Oh, I'm doing great. Just hopping out here because you're saying I'm not worthy.
Oh, you know I'm Louis. You're the one who told me to be controversial.
Okay,
you told me to be controversial.
Oh, okay? Let's get controversial. I want you to explain to me how did Xbox kill Stadia? I mean, Stadia killed itself. They gave up in the middle of it. Like, yeah, let's not do this anymore.
Not really. So 100%. So like this is what I would say. I would say 100%. Okay. I think that Google ultimately pulled the plug on Stadia. So yeah, they ultimately had the decision. But I think it's false to say it's a little misleading or not genuine to say that Xbox was not trying to hurt Stadia. We actually saw when we were following, because us in the Stadia community were following it.
Oh, right? Of course. It's a competition.
And so we followed it. We saw when Phil Spencer had said that, hey, this is actually our number one competition. We want to ensure that that basically we stay on top. And then we saw on top of that once Stadia Games Entertainment closed down, that's when the rumors started to surface that one of the main reasons they closed down was because Stadia Games and Entertainment. So this is the publication arm of
Right,
Stadia, not the actual service. They came out and said one of the main reasons was Bethesda being bought out. So Bethesda was the first. If you did not know this, Louis, Stadia had 4 main publishers when it went to market, and that's a very big thing because those are the publishers that were going to games on Stadia: Bethesda,
Oh,
ABK.
oh damn.
Well, they hadn't put Call of Duty, but ABK was a partner. Blizzard was a partner of Google. Bungie, and y'all, I'm missing the 4th one here. It wasn't Ubisoft.
Oh my god, they got their asses kicked out. That's what they happened to them. I mean, even Sony got dibs on that too. Oh my
Ubisoft,
god.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Oh
So that's
Lord.
why. So there's a lot of that, and they knew that Google was half-hearted into it, like it was a big bet.
Yeah.
But once it came out that their key partners were being bought out, there wasn't enough traction. It was going to take a longer amount of time for not only cloud gaming to grow, but also to build those relationships. And when you don't have those marquee partnerships outside of Ubisoft, it's hard to build an ecosystem. And so that's why they ultimately pulled the plug. But you're 100% right. It's ultimately on Google's side.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
going to
mean,
say it's
they should have gone in and purchased. I mean, Google should have gone in because
no,
they
that's
had the
billion
money.
of dollars. No,
What? Google's got so much money. Oh my god. I mean, Google's like isn't Google a $1 trillion company?
no,
It's got money. What are you saying?
but that's not to in order, if you have to compete and buy something that's and you spend billions of dollars to enter a market, that potentially should already say that there's like probably some anti-competitive practices in that market. Like if you're saying you have to buy something, right, to compete at that level, right, that's probably anti-competitive. If you're saying that you have to, if you're going to say, and it's a fact, like if you go buy someone else, a supplier of someone else, that's anti-competitive.
But like, okay, for example, Bethesda was hanging out there when Google Stadia started. When did Google Stadia start? Was it 2019, 2020? When did it actually launch?
2019, November,
right?
November
They
2019.
launched 2019. So yeah, like after that year, they should have said, okay.
Oh, why? But that's my point. Here's my point.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with Xbox. Why buy it? Why not keep it independent?
Why buy it?
Yeah, why buy it? Why not let games be independent?
Why not games be independent? Well, right now they're all pretty much independent. I mean, they're developing independent. They're sending their games pretty much everywhere right now.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. This is my problem with here's my problem with Xbox people. They're independent.
Okay.
So you're telling me the independent company fired itself? You're telling me an independent company fired its own employees? You're telling me Bethesda said independently that we're going to fire our own employees? ABK said that. You're telling
okay.
me.
I see where you're going to. I see where you're going to. Okay, you mean like on the business side of things? Okay, I see where you're going to. Okay,
but
yeah.
they're related.
Yeah.
They're related.
Yeah,
the business side is also related to the
right.
actual side of game. The whole point of a gaming company is to make and sell games.
But here's my thing though, Purple. I still don't understand though, because if Google went in there, right? Because look, Google's a big company. I mean, when we saw the whole cloud idea, right? We saw the whole cloud idea hopping in, right? It was a great idea. It was pretty advanced. That's the truth. I mean, we're talking about like top-notch advanced technology. You guys used it. You guys, enjoyed it. I couldn't enjoy it because from where I live, I can't use Google Stadia, right? I just couldn't use it. I had to like turn on a VPN or something to try to use it. I'd never tried it. But the question is, right? Like seriously, why didn't they go out there and start buying too? Because they should. I mean, everybody was buying. They should have gone in there and bought something after like a year or so to get into the competition side of things.
No, because
everybody like for example, look Purple, because we got.
Here's the thing. They did.
What?
Here's the thing about it, right? Why the fact that you can point out like why aren't they spending billions of dollars to buy something, right? Because that strategy potentially doesn't work. Like you're going to find out next year, right? Because Xbox is not, despite the cinematic trailers y'all showed, you're not actually going to show a lot of growth in Xbox. I'm just going to be very honest with you, and you're going to show why ABK. Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry.
I don't. I mean, look, we're not gonna see like the growth like people like exaggerate about like they're gonna be number one, they're gonna blow up and be like a huge thing and all this stuff. I cannot like say that's actually gonna happen. If it does, okay, cool. If it doesn't, then we gotta take it, right? but they're gonna grow on one side of something. They're gonna grow, and that, I mean, delivering Call of Duty over there, they're gonna grow. I mean, look at the partnership they just made with Google. I mean, not Google, with Amazon. It's gonna grow. I mean,
It's not going to grow with what they have to do. See, that's the problem, right? There's
right.
already rumors about this,
Okay,
right?
okay.
You have to grow really fast. We're going to see. I can't see the future. I get it. Your team Xbox, Louis.
No, 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 no. It's not Team Xbox. Oh, let's say the purple leaf.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
here.
Okay, okay. Oh, it's just sides. Okay, I see. Okay. Oh, no, wait, what? Okay, but it's not because on Team Xbox, because the way they're moving things, the way they're investing into things, right? And not only that, purple. We all know what they're missing, and that's called marketing. That's their biggest main line issue. It's marketing. That's the biggest mainline issue. It's getting that marketing out for people to know what Game
I would
Pass is and
say
all that stuff.
it's because their overall strategy is flawed.
You think so?
I think overall the gameplay. I was, if you haven't seen it, Louis, I'm very critical of the game. The games that we said were super hyped about for Xbox over the last 18 months or 21 months right now. Starfield was overhyped. It's not a fun. Some people like it. I think we have Simpleton in chat likes it. I think you like it.
I love it.
But
I love
but
it.
it's not a fun game for someone like me. I'm a casual gamer. If it's not fun, you're not going to get that type of people in.
What's a fun game for you? Like just to understand what type of gaming you like. What's a fun game for you?
Ori.
Ori, okay. Ori, you mentioned Ori. You also played what's this game called? You played a lot. Remnant. You're a big fan of Remnant.
Remnant.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Remnant.
Outriders. Mentioned that one.
Outriders. Keep going. Okay, I'm starting to see what you like. All right.
Prince
You
of
like?
Persia. Talked about that. Zelda.
Oh,
Zelda. Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom. Pikmin. There's a list of them,
oh,
right?
you're that type of person that just likes to go in there and let's say, okay, let's head in there, blow things up, and let's head out. That's what you like, pretty much.
No, I like stories. I just was saying I like story games. I like story-driven narrative games. I like beautiful games. I like
Right.
games that have interesting game mechanics. That's what I like.
All right, cool. But since you didn't like Starfield because it's a slow build, right? I
That's
loved
what I
it.
heard.
Yeah, it's a slow build. It takes time. You got to sit there and you got to really push. But for me, it was a fun game. Like, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the side missions.
I'm not
I
saying it's
enjoyed.
not.
I
I'm
know,
not
I
saying
know, I know, I know, I know.
but I'm saying is to build it, you need something that's addicting a game loop. And so when you make a game and you said it's a slow burn, hey,
Yeah,
that's a flawed strategy. That's a flawed strategy.
I mean,
Here's the other one. Here's the other one, right?
okay, all
Because
right,
I
all right,
said there was two games.
okay.
Hellblade 2.
What's wrong with Hellblade 2?
Hellblade 2 is not, if you play, I made a whole video about it, Louis. Hellblade 1 is a better experience by far. Now, some people will say, hey, that's the curse of being second in line. They'll give something else. But Hellblade 2 is not as good as Hellblade 1. And so
What?
it's not.
Why? It's a good game. It's got a
Did
good
you play Hellblade
story.
1? Did you play
I
Hellblade 1?
I did not beat Hellblade
See,
1.
there's that point, Louis. No, Louis. This is the point. You stepped
No,
right
no,
into
no,
the
no, no.
trap because I know the point. That's the point, Louis. Because everybody who continues to tell me Hellblade 2 is an amazing game, I ask them this question.
No, I mean, no, no,
No, no, no,
no. What I mean,
no.
what I mean by amazing is because look how beautiful it looks. I mean, I heard a lot of people tell me a little bit of the story. I imagine that the story is amazing. I have not gone through it, but I
Louis,
did play. I did play like 25 minutes into it just to try it out because I said I gotta beat Hellblade 1. I gotta go back to it.
oh my
I
God, Louis, you're making my point, though.
what?
You're proving my point. You are what
But
we
it's a beautiful
call
game. It's a beautiful
it's
game. Flawless. It's beautiful.
no, Ori is a beautiful game.
Oh yes, Ori
No
2
Rest for
is a
the
beautiful
Wicked is
game.
a beautiful game,
No Rest
right?
for the Wicked. Did I play No Rest for the
No,
Wicked?
it's a demo. You can go. It's on Steam. It's on PC right now. It's a demo. It's early
Okay,
access.
okay. Okay,
Um,
I gotta try it. I gotta try it.
the game Black Myth Wukong is coming out. What makes Hellblade beautiful is right. We used Unreal Engine 5, which is
Hmm.
bringing in more. You could it just basically allows a different file size to come in, allows the
Exactly.
different types of
Yeah.
files to come in. But the gameplay of Hellblade 2 is boring.
Hmm.
Like I played Hellblade. I beat it after about an hour. It should have been just a movie. You shouldn't have made it into a game. right? That is not a game.
Hmm.
You know, and so like obviously there's some game mechanics in it, but it's not as good enough to be a movie. It really felt like there's only one way to play the game.
Because like the fighting style of the game, for this one, I really liked it better than the first one. Like if I compare the
Louis, you
fighting
just
style,
told me you played 25 minutes of the first one.
yes, but I got into
Oh,
the
what? Okay,
fighting.
what did you do? What did you do in the first 25 minutes of the first one?
I ran up through the rocks. I ran up through the ocean. There was an ocean to the right side. The ocean looked beautiful. I was like, wow. Literally, I was just sitting there like in a pause moment. I was like, man, this looks beautiful. I mean, they really poured in with those graphics. It's a
Okay, so
gorgeous
so
game.
you
And then, of course, I reached the first fight, tried it out. I let the other guy attack me. I was doing the counters, doing everything, just trying things out. And to be honest, like the fighting mechanic on this one, I like a little bit better than the first one. Like just a little bit, not that
okay,
much, but
so
a little
Louis,
bit.
the first one, when do you start fighting in the first one? Or
When
in
did
the
I
second one?
start?
In the second one, when do you start fighting in the
When
second
did I
one?
start fighting the second one? Because I know it's like
Because you
close to.
spend about 20 minutes going up a hill. Let me just
No,
let
no,
me
no,
remind
no, no,
you.
not 20 minutes. No, no, no. I
Yes,
mean,
you do. You spend up quite a second, Louis. You spend about 45 minutes
you do. I
in
gotta
the
check my.
second one.
I
In
gotta
the
check.
second
Hold
one.
on, give me a second. Let me check out my time because now I'm confused.
No,
I
in
think
the
I put it
second one.
now.
I said in the second one.
Second
When
one,
do you
yeah.
start?
Now I'm confused though. I gotta check out my time. Like how much time did I put into the game, like to reach that first fight? But yes, like I said, I reached the first fight. I think it was like close to the ship, wasn't it? Yeah, it was close to the ship.
Yes, it's the first. It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
where you eventually
yeah,
like
exactly.
find your way. You're climbing. You're
No,
climbing. You
the
go through some
climbing, this
stuff,
was helps.
and then
Yeah,
you
you
go
see
to the
the
ship.
ocean, then you go to the ship, and there's like a pirate that comes out, or Viking that comes out and fights you, and you're like, okay, let's bring it on. And so yeah, I practiced the fighting. I was like, man, this the fighting mechanics feels a little bit better than the first one. I was like, yes, this feels a little bit
Louis,
better.
you didn't even play the first one enough to
Yes,
say
I
it was
did.
right. No,
Yes,
Louis,
I
Louis,
did. I
Louis,
beat the first boss in the first one. I
Louis, you
beat the
just told
first
me you
one.
played for the first 20 minutes of the
No,
game. You
you're
cannot beat the
confused. You're
first
confused.
boss in the first 20 minutes of the first
No,
game.
no, you're confused. The second game was the one for like 20 minutes. Now the first game, I did reach the crow boss. That was my first boss, the big crow boss that just comes out of nowhere and comes and attacks you. That's the boss I beat. Now I'm heading to like the second part of the game. After you beat the crow boss, you gotta hit the second part. I'm in that part, and right then and there, yes, my headphones busted, so I couldn't play. It's like damn it. But yeah, got the new headphones in. I gotta keep on playing.
Louis, I will say this.
Mhm.
I will when you talk to people were about Hellblade
Yeah.
before the acquisition from Xbox, who actually played the first one back 6, 7 years ago, right? Because
Okay.
the
Okay.
first one came back out in 2017, right? I played it on Switch when it first, not when it first came out, about 6 months after it came out, because
Okay. Okay.
it was delayed.
It launched on
Talk to
Switch.
most of, huh?
It launched on Switch too.
It
The
launched
first
on
one.
Switch. Yes,
Okay,
the
okay, all
first
right.
one launched on Switch.
Okay, okay.
Um, Played that one, and a lot of people like the story. A lot of people like the action. I'm not the only one who says this. The only people who
Oh,
I continue to hear who talk about that this one is so much a better experience are usually people who have not finished the first one,
okay,
okay?
all
And
right.
are people who are overly apologetic for Microsoft and especially Xbox. You, my friend, actually hit both of these, Louis. You
What?
hit
How did I
both
hit
of
both of
these.
these? How did I hit both of
You
these?
are both.
No,
You have
no,
not beat
because
the first one.
but
Louis, the
wait.
game is only the first one's literally only like 5.5 hours.
It's not my fault. My headset busted.
Louis, you
What do you
told
want
me
me
you're
to
gonna play
do?
the first one. Louis,
Yes, I did play it. You
you
want me to show you my hours?
you've had
Okay,
7 years to play the first one.
Well, I jumped into it right now. Let me
Oh my
show it. Let me
goodness.
show
Oh
it
my
to you right
goodness.
now.
Oh my goodness.
I'll show
Yeah.
you my
Yeah.
hours. I'll show you my hours. No joke. I did play it. I did play
Rudix,
it for
can you
like.
believe this guy? Can you believe this guy? This
Hey
guy,
now, hey now, hey now, hey now. Don't blame me. I had a huge backlog back in COVID days, and I had to jump through that backlog. I mean, I even had Mafia 3 to beat. I didn't beat it, and I beat it up during COVID.
Louis,
That's
this
how.
has literally been the only game y'all have had to hype over there for a
Yeah. So,
second.
well, I mean, if people want to go exaggerate and hype and go nuts about it, let them go nuts. I mean, what do you want me to do, Purple? I mean,
No, I'm just
what?
saying
I'm
you
not
owe
gonna.
your fans like
Purple, listen, I'm just not like those people that go back and and try to exaggerate things. Because look, right now we're talking opinions, right? I already told you, like for the second one, I played it for, like I
true.
said, I ran through the ship. I jumped in there, got into the first fight. Just to test the battle mechanics, so I can talk about it the next day a little bit about it and tell them what I loved about the game, right? But I said live on the air, I said no, I did not like. rush it through. I did not go like beat it. Like somebody said, I beat it in 5 hours and stuff like that. I did
I
not do
said six
nothing
and a
like
half.
that.
6.5. I said
It's like
six and a half.
6.5 to 7, something like that. But someone said that they beat it in 5 hours. I say, what? That's crazy. But yeah, the first one I even said I'm playing it, but my headset busted. Then my new headset came in, and yes, it finally came in. Now I can sit there and finish it. And I don't know if it happens to you, Purple. Like sometimes, like it happened to me right after my headset came in. I had to prepare because I was about to go that same weekend. I was going to Miami with my father and everything. That was just a crazy week for me. So I don't know if it happens to you. Like, don't you get like sometimes like a game thing? Like you're like, okay, I don't want to sit there and play a story right now. I want to play something simple like a hockey game or so. I don't know if that happens to you because it happened to me. Like
Probably,
for
but not, but a different mechanic, right? Like,
yeah,
so this
exactly.
happens. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly. Like, there's
like take
something
a
I'll go
break,
to.
take a break from story, take a break from a puzzle, take a break from this. I just want to
Sure.
hop in there. That happened to me, and so yeah, finally came back from my trip on Monday. This week, all I've been like right now, my ex was on. I'm just playing hockey because I'm like, yeah, I want to jump in the
No,
story.
Louis,
That's
you
okay,
know we're
yeah,
all playing.
yeah,
No, so
exactly.
so what I
Ah,
but coming back to my original thing, right?
all right,
Like beyond this is that I would say that in general, like because your whole thing is why did they not go out and buy someone? Why did Google not go out and buy
yeah,
someone for
because
and they actually did, right? They actually did. They
they
did
did,
make
they did.
partnerships, but at the level, if you remember when Xbox or Microsoft, because it's not Xbox, it's Microsoft bought Bethesda,
Mm-hmm.
that dwarfed any type
Of course.
of gaming purchase at the time.
Mm.
Bethesda. I didn't even talk about
Ah,
when they went and spent, right, 8.1
yes.
billion. That dwarfed
Was it
any other
7.5?
ones.
Was it 7.5? It was
I think
7.5.
cash on hand made it 7.5. I
It's
think
just
they
seven
had cash
seven
on.
point five, but
Yeah,
it was a smooth buy for them. I mean, there was not like a lot of stuff going on with the 7.5, but
but
damn,
it was a major buy. No one
yeah, I
had
don't
at
know.
that
Of
time.
course, nobody had
No,
never
no.
purchased something that
So if you're
huge. I was
starting a
insane. Yeah.
business, you're starting something, and you're saying, okay, this is how much we have to spend, and then the competition
But
that said, hey, we are going to try to, uh, like 7.5 is probably more than Stadia actually
oh,
costs to exist, right?
what? Oh my God.
Yeah,
Really?
it,
Oh
it's a
Lord.
cloud. It's how much do you think a data center cloud platform
No, no,
costs?
no. I stated. I mean, I thought Google went in there and said, okay, let's bring it
No,
on. Let's
I
spend a
think I
lot of
think this
money on
is
this.
no, no. I
No.
think they had a system, right, and it didn't do it. And so then you're trying to like, okay, that's a haymaker, and then they come out and purchase another one of your part. Who are they going to buy?
You
First of
know,
all,
there's so much small studios that can make wonderful stuff though because I'm just trying like to sit here and just think like because of everything that just happened in Stadia because at the end of the day though like what you said you got your sad Stadia went away. I'm a guy that when I heard the news I was sad too because I was one of those guys that said I got to get my hands on one of these things and play it. I want to try Stadia
100%.
because it's something that is tech for me it was a big technological thing, man. I mean, this cloud. I want to try the cloud. I tried the cloud here, the X cloud, right, with the VPN, and man, it just doesn't work for Lou right now. But well, that was like during COVID. I don't know now. I got to try it out now.
Try
But
GFN.
you just talking about GeForce now? Yeah, Rude Diggs told me he told me he was gonna hook me up like for a day pass or something to try it out. I gotta try GFM one day. I gotta try it out.
GFN's. This is what I
It's
tell
actually
everybody. I
yeah.
tell everybody if you want to experience cloud, try GFN.
Yeah, never come like it came to my mind today because every time I see Rudy, that's right, GFN, it kind of like leaves my head, you know, it just leaves it. I gotta try it out. I gotta really sit down and try that sucker out. But
Yeah,
yeah,
GFN's good. It's
but
good.
like I said though, I tried, the X Cloud with Man Eater. I had a couple of things. I tried also, I think it was Destiny. I don't know. I tried some games that were having with the X Cloud, just didn't work for me. And I said, okay, you know what? I had a VPN on. Probably the speed of my internet wasn't that good. I gotta retry it. I gotta retry it, see how it goes.
xCloud is the worst one.
As of now, or is it still is?
No, it's by far the worst one.
Okay, I gotta try it out. I cannot sit here and say yes, it's the best.
No,
It's
no,
way too
go,
good, you know.
go, go do,
Yeah.
go do tell go do GFN because
Right.
that's you can use Steam Library. They have a phenomenal thing. Go use GFN. Luna's hit or miss. It works for me. Some people will say it doesn't. And I try these. Like I try these probably once a month so I can keep up. XCloud at one point, XCloud was solid back when Stadia existed. Something happened about 21 months ago. Everybody will attest
See,
to it. And then it stopped working. It is working for some people. I think Holtz has a better experience with xCloud. But at the end of the day, if you want to experience like the full effect of cloud, GFN is the way to go.
all right,
GFN
all right.
has it's just I GFN is better. Stadia was just cool tech and was smooth, but it didn't have 4K like 120 like GFN.
All right. I'll try it out. I mean, seriously, I'll try it out. I'll try it out because I always wanted to test out the cloud, how it feels. Tested out with the X Cloud back in 2020, 2021 with Man
Not
Eater.
good.
And I'm like, no, it's not working for me. It probably was my internet because I had a internet from another company. But I got to try it with this one because I got 300 megs. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. I got to try it with this one. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't like said, let me go proceed to try it. I got to go ahead and try it, see how it works, see how it feels. But yeah, it sucks that Stadia went out. I mean, I was really hoping
Oh, I
because
know.
I was really hoping they would actually, take the notch and said, okay, let's go to war, let's get into this. Because at the end of the day,
But
right, they had like I was like, man,
but
they
that
probably had everything to go into them.
but
You
that's
know?
not I think the biggest say you had many issues, but I think that's the thing. Like Stadia wasn't about trying to compete against Xbox, right? Stadia wasn't about trying to have like first party exclusives. Like if
Yeah,
you notice, I don't really
but
talk too much about first party exclusives. Like you
yeah,
never really hear unless it's
yeah,
Nintendo,
but
and then we know that's a little bit different.
but purple. If you're a $1 trillion company, right? For example, you're Google and Microsoft, and I see you're heading into the game business. I see you're heading into making deals with Bethesda. I see you heading into making deals with ABK partnerships and stuff like that. What do you think I'm gonna do if I got the money at the end of the day? I mean,
But
what
that's
was
the
the smart move?
problem.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
yeah.
Stadia hardware doesn't, right? Where
Oh no, the hardware,
what
no,
part of
but
the
the services, they're actually competing out there for service because you got the
yeah,
Game Pass and all that stuff, and they were competing with
but
all that stuff. But
but
like,
here's the thing. But here's the
yeah,
hey, talk about us. But here's the thing
yeah,
about that we forget about Apple and Google when it comes to gaming. If you're Google, you're a business person,
right,
and you're already making a business that has billions of dollars, and that's where the growth in gamers is coming from, right? The Google Play Store makes billions of dollars,
mm-hmm.
right? Console gaming is basically flatlining. Xbox is losing money in that world, right? PlayStation is flatlining, and Nintendo's the only one that really grows.
Yeah.
Why
And
are you going to invest?
you cannot find Nintendo. Nintendo's the beast
So
right there.
why are you
Right
going to
there.
invest billions of dollars into a market that's shrinking?
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Here's the reason why I would tell you to invest billions of dollars. You invest billions of dollars because you've already you have what they call uh, the lost value fallacy, which is you've already spent billions of dollars on your
Okay.
gaming stuff. Therefore, to salvage it, you believe you're going to continue to spend billions upon billions of dollars. This is where Microsoft is right now, right?
Hmm.
They have to spend that money. Why? Because everything else they've done has actually is not only kept them in third place, it would actually say they're on a negative slope.
Hmm. Not a negative slope. You say like as of right now, even though I mean, of course, I mean they gotta gain that money back. But hmm.
Well,
But
just player base.
player base. Hmm. What's the actual player base though? I mean, you even
Just go off of consoles. Let's just go off of only they would know that how many people actually play on both. But if we just go
because
off of
he
consoles,
even said that he's got like billions of active users on there. I don't know what's the millions of, but I don't know. I don't know
billions
because
or millions?
millions. I said millions of active
Yeah,
users.
they probably have 30 million. But if we look at Xbox 360,
360, yep, from back in the day, because there's still people that still use the 360. There's still
70. So
people.
we had 72 million consoles sold
72
at that
million
time.
consoles. You have that, and you have
The
actually
Xbox One.
it was 85 though, but it's
Okay, fine.
85.
You're making my
Xbox One.
point. Make my
Xbox One
point.
is 55 million. I think the last time I checked, I don't remember. It's between 85 and 55, and now you got this one that the last number was mentioned was 20 million, which we don't know after that how much they have out there. We'd actually know. I don't know why, but
So you
yeah.
have a console this is console wars, y'all. This is console wars right now. So
Console
now
wars? No, it's not. It's
so now
boring.
you have 20 so you have 20 let's use $20 million, right? You came out and said you have the most powerful console. That I'm not going to debate that, right?
Okay.
And you actually had a head start on your biggest competition, which is Sony, for the most powerful console, because Sony had supply issues. They couldn't put out a console for all of 2021. So you had a huge head start, right? Yet your whole thing is about power and so forth. Yet the oldest console of this current outsold you in 18 months. A console called Nintendo Switch.
You can't because
at a higher price point. At a higher price point, Louis.
I was actually talking about that. I mean, like if you sit down and you look at the hardware with all these consoles, like the best one that actually made like the best leap in hardware was Nintendo. And people say like, what do you mean they actually made the best leap? I'm like, look, dude. And this is why right now Microsoft is looking at a handheld, right? They're looking at a handheld. They're focusing on that because Nintendo, man, you can't beat what it does. I mean, look at that. You can pick it up. You can take it with you. You can bring it home, dock it, play on the TV. Simple. You don't have to get complicated with this. I mean, not only that, fun ass games. I mean, Nintendo has got some fun ass games. You can't compete with that. And also titles that are worth all the millions and billions in the whole world. I mean, Nintendo doesn't even want to go and open up the world. They just want to stick to what they're in right now. They want to stick to it and keep on going. I mean, look at all these guys. We all see, for example, what's going on with Microsoft. We'll see that they're investing. We all see that they're trying to get the Game Pass everywhere. We all see that they partner up with Amazon.
Investing requires you to make a profit in return.
Exactly. They're doing a lot of stuff just to get that, like you said, profit in return. But Sony right now is trying to play that catch up with them. Sony right now is opening the doors. Sony right now is putting titles elsewhere. Sony right now is looking beyond what they're doing because their business model didn't work. And that was the freaking problem.
What are you talking about, Louis? Yeah. Business model didn't work? No, their business, they have to expand. That's a difference between saying a business model doesn't work. What you could say is Xbox's business model didn't work.
Oh, here's the thing. No, of course it didn't work. I mean, Xbox didn't work, right? It's true. But the one that Sony was sticking in for all these years, right? They've been stuck to that for all these years. Now they're looking to expand that, to evolve it, because Microsoft is going in for beyond. They're going in for big things.
I don't think these companies even really compete like you think they compete against each other.
You
right?
think so?
No, I know. So like Xbox isn't about trying to like, I think like, yes, for console war narratives, we like to think about that, but no, Xbox is going into a subscription service model, like, right? Because that's what Microsoft does well. When was the last time you could go purchase the Microsoft Office suite, one-time purchase, and just use it on your PC? It hasn't been for like a decade. Why? Because Microsoft found out that subscriptions work. That's what for certain things. So that's the way they go. Sony's like their subscription model is okay, but Sony is also more about content than the subscription model. Okay. And I think their new CEO, the co-CEOs, is more telling about their business future and strategy in saying how they want to expand. But your comment's actually very different. You said that they had a failing business model. That's not a failing business model when you go look at their...
I said it just doesn't work as it did last generation, because last generation...
Yes, you evolve. You evolve. This is like
that's what they're
talking
doing.
about Coke and Pepsi. This is Coke and Pepsi, though.
Exactly.
Right? But at the same time, as I said before, I think there's a huge difference between these two, right? And what I would actually say is we've yet to see this strategy of acquisition that you said, why not go purchase something? We've yet to see this strategy of acquisition actually pay off for the company you're talking about. The actual proof right now, the proof is in the playing. And right now, there's not as many people playing as Microsoft would like them to play based upon these acquisitions.
Because they have a really bad freaking marketing.
No, because they don't have fun games, Louis. They don't have fun games, Louis.
Yes, they do.
It's not about marketing. It's not about advertising.
Yes,
you went and put Starfield on every Cheeto or on every Dorito bag. Okay?
That's not like a big thing because they've been doing that for years. And
right. So it's not marketing. When was the last time I saw Sony do that?
But here's the thing, though, what I mean by marketing, though, because they really need to focus on that. Because, like, for example, I go to the movie theater.
Hold on 1 second. Stout combatives. You did not need a subscription service to play Stadia games. I get tired of hearing that. Everybody, you did not need that. You could just play the game, and then you could just buy it and play it. You did not need a subscription service. But continue, Louis.
Oh, you did not do this. Oh, I thought you had to like subscribe or something. I didn't know that. Okay, I thought
No,
it worked that way. No.
you could
Okay.
just buy the game and play it. And if it was
Okay.
Destiny, you could just play it. You just had to
Yeah,
have a Gmail account.
Yeah, Destiny was for free. Yeah, it was for free on there, wasn't it? Yeah, it was for free.
Yeah,
I
you
remember.
just had to buy the game and play it. Rune played it.
Hmm.
Rune is in chat. He actually tested it out. You didn't have to have the subscription service. What's up, Cherry Man?
Oh, you telling me this now, man? I wish I would have worked for me here. I live too far from the states. Damn it! I wanted to try that so bad, but I was just sad that it just went off. But yeah, for example, Google should have started like pretty much what Sony did, like purchase like the smaller studios, get them to work. Let's see what they can do. Let's bring in the magic. Let's bring great games in here. Because at the end of the day, Purple is what that they can build. What they can build, bring something to the table that people like. Whoa, because what's that game that Amazon made? It was really good. It's a multiplayer. It's like it was big. I heard people talking about it. I forgot the name.
Ark?
Uh, Ark? No, it wasn't Ark.
No.
No. It was the one that had knights on them. It was like a big Amazon game, and it was everywhere. I mean, that thing I saw it everywhere. It was just everywhere. I forgot the name of that game, but Amazon had a pretty good game, right? So Google, if it would have gone, let's say, okay, purchase like a couple small studios. It doesn't have to go big, right? It just doesn't have to go big. Microsoft went big, yes, they did, because like I said, I mean, you're $1 trillion company, and you see Google coming out there, and we all know something. Google has pretty much the cloud nailed down. They have it, and Microsoft right now, when cloud gaming is trying to elevate, like you said, they're trying to make it work. Google had it nailed down. You guys that used Stadia loved it. It worked fine for you guys. So you got this company coming in here. What are you gonna do if you see that they make deals with all these other guys that you can swoop in and buy to get them out? That's what a company does. I mean, that's how.
Okay, so you just
Yeah,
proved the point you came on
yeah.
here is to argue how did Microsoft
But
kill Stadia.
I
So
did
you
not.
just
I did
so
not.
no,
Because here's the thing, though.
I love how you
I
just
did
now
not. I did
proved
not. I
that
did
point.
not. Yeah, exactly. Because I did not know, like, what was the effect with Microsoft with Stadia. Because again, Google for me, I was hoping to try it. I just didn't read into it as much. But now you're giving me this information. Now I understand what you mean. I'm like, no, oh Lord, man, that was a brutal call right there. That Microsoft went in there and kicked them out, man.
No,
Did
but
not know
we're
that.
going to see if it was worth it, right? Like we're going to see if it's worth it. Again, I would say when we talk about a strategy right now, you mentioned some things. I would say that the strategy to buy what Microsoft has done, we've not seen that
We
we
have not
haven't
seen it.
seen
We
that.
haven't seen it start. We haven't seen it start. I mean,
Well,
they
no,
got
we have seen it start. We have seen it start.
no,
You
like
launched
like.
Starfield. You launched Hellblade, right? You've launched those
Mm,
games. We have seen it started.
no. What
What
I
I
mean
think
by
you want to say
start.
is what you haven't seen it successfully start. That's what you mean.
Exactly, successfully started. Thank you, Purple. That's the word.
So
Successfully
so
started.
again, so
That's a start.
we can hope for it. And my whole thing is like
Yeah.
from the prior things, because proof is in the playing right now. And what I am saying is that you need a lot of gamers to come over to your service to enjoy it. But the playing over there is just not worth it. That's what my whole point is.
Like I said, Purple, they need. Seriously, I tell you this. They really do need that marketing. They do. That's the biggest failure on their side. Because
It's
look,
Microsoft. Okay,
because
if you
look,
think it's smart,
because
I
look,
think
I
it's
gotta. Because look, I'll give you an example. Right when you heard the Call of Duty coming to Game Pass, remember that trailer? It showed it was coming to Game Pass, or everything went out that it was saying that it was coming to Game Pass. There was people out there even asking questions. What is Game Pass? What do you mean? What is Game Pass? I mean, where are we, Purple? I mean, we're in Game Pass came in 2018. We're now in 2024. You guys are asking what is Game Pass now? Now, question is, whose fault is that? Is it our fault? I mean, us. Like I was even talking to this to one of my good friends. That is true an Xbox guy, and he agrees with me. I said, if Xbox doesn't do something one day, us guys here that root for them, that say, okay, we're pro Xbox for everything, no matter how much we scream or yell, right? No matter how much we scream or yell, how are we going to prove people that Xbox does have games? Xbox does have Game Pass. Xbox has all this. How are we going to do it if they don't market themselves and show it?
I still think it's a flaw. I still think it's a flaw. For one, most gamers know who Game Pass is, right? I think if you
Most, yeah,
did
most,
a stand, most gamers would know it. So
most,
like most gamers are aware of it, and so I don't think it's a marketing thing to say like they all have subscriptions. They all have subscriptions though.
They don't know what it is. They don't know. Purple. They
Okay,
just don't know what it
Amazon
is.
Prime. If you have Prime with Amazon, you already have Luna.
Yes, but I'm telling you, they just don't know. I mean, I was amazed because I seriously, I did not know. A lot of people did not know that there was something called Game Pass. They didn't
But
because there's
Louis,
because Purple.
your heart. Okay, 100% of the world knows about games. Like, here's the thing.
Okay,
Like lesson learned. Okay, you could have Game Pass. Like, the problem isn't about what you just said. The problem is the number of gamers isn't growing. Like this is the problem. Like, you one time, y'all, some people asked me this. I think it was actually Sour. He's like, what
uh,
could Stadia have done differently? Could it have been the marketing? But the truth of the matter is, you
mm-hmm,
can't go on Twitch for an entire 2 years. You could not go on Twitch without seeing Luna advertised.
mm-hmm,
You couldn't go, and you didn't even have to pay for it,
mm-hmm.
right? You could use it any controller, anywhere, cloud gaming. Go on to, and it already gave you games. It gave you solid games. Do you see everybody else playing Luna? No. But yet they market it where gamers go. They went to Twitch, the number one gaming streaming platform. They didn't go to it. So that's why I say,
I got
like, when you say,
okay.
"Oh, it's
I'll give you an example, right? You see the Sony State of Play. You see how Sony market the games. You see it. You see how much they market the games. They show it to you, market it months before and everything. Didn't you see us all on Twitter? A lot of people are saying, "What's happening with
Sony
Hellblade?
markets games." So we just
What's
went
happening?
through it.
What's
We
what's
just went through a summer showcase where your podcast criticized the Sony marketing of lack of
Wait,
marketing of their games.
wait. I'm not done. Wait. I'm not done because you jumped into one thing beyond what I was
All
going to.
right, go ahead,
Okay,
Louis.
okay, okay,
Go ahead.
okay. It wasn't this about the showcase because really, I was like, okay, all right. But the PlayStation showcase, like, okay, but all right. I'm talking about right. Like for example, when they do, like, I mean, what kind of a game I can use this example? But for example, God of War, right? It gets talked about everywhere. It's everywhere. Look at Hellblade. Hellblade 2, literally, I think it was like 3 weeks prior before the game comes out. They started like we were saying on Twitter, where's the marketing? What's going on? Come on, guys. You should have been pumping this up for months. What's going on? We've been saying it on Twitter. What's happening over here? Always saw like a little bit of screenshots, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but there wasn't like a true marketing thing on the side. And then all of a sudden, Aaron Greenberg, I think it was like I said, a week prior, 2, 3 weeks prior, he comes out and he says, "Okay, here, we market it over here, we put it over there, we put it right here." That's all they did 3 weeks prior. But Sony, like for months, they market that sucker, and you get people hyped for that game. But you can't 3 weeks prior. Like, how the hell are you guys hyping this? I mean, what's
So,
going on? Look at Starfield, right? Starfield reached like 13 million players, right? But look at the damn hype on the damn game. Even Hollywood stars wanted to play. We got the guy from what's this TV show called? The one that proves that things are fake or real. I forgot. He was in Discovery Channel. Famous guys.
Bill Nye? I don't know.
I don't know. You even
So
got a rock.
so so
Yeah.
so let me catch Rune up. So Louis, I hear you. What you're saying, the marketing. And Rune, where we're coming from is, it took a drastic turn just to catch everybody up into Xbox and strategies and where
Yeah.
Xbox is going. And Louis is saying that they don't market. So, like, answering, does Microsoft market? I would actually contend that Microsoft markets the most. I think it's a flawed logic. It's a flawed. It's no. Here's the
No, it
reason why.
does.
Let's talk about God of War.
Okay.
Let's talk about God of War.
All
Let's
right.
talk about God of War Ragnarok, because I think there's people who forget this. Let's talk about Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about both of those. If we actually go back to the summer showcase in 2022,
Mm-hmm.
summer showcase in 2023, there's an outcry because no one showed God of War. That we didn't actually see God of War Ragnarok until October of 2020, end of September 2022. That's when there was a whole thing. We haven't seen it, blah, blah, blah.
Because
That was the entire thing. So you can't tell me there wasn't any marketing for God of War
yeah,
yet.
there was marketing for God of War.
Well, no, I
There
mean, saying
was.
you can't tell me they overly did the marketing, but yet Hellblade has a whole documentary of y'all taking pictures of in the acting and everything else
Oh
for.
yeah, but that was the thing though. I always saw the whole documentary about a person taking pictures, but that's you know how gamers are. They don't want to. They okay, we'll see it, But at the end of the day, we want to see some gameplay, want to see some action, we want to see, more and more stuff. That's what we wanted to see. But at the end of the day, though, right? Like I said, the game was coming out soon, and there was nothing. I was like, what's going on here? I mean, nobody. It was like all you heard was crickets, and all of a sudden, like, boom, here it comes. Here it is. I think, like I said, 2-3 weeks prior to the game release, we got something go big right there. Like, oh yeah, we put it over here. We talking about it over there. I'm like, oh, now what's going on right now?
But again, Louis, Hellblade. Here's the thing about it. Hellblade is not a huge game to
Oh
market,
no,
right?
no,
So
it's not. It's
like,
not a huge game. Now that's just
it,
that's true. That's true. But it's for them because like you said, Xbox is going through so much, right? For them, right? They had to treat it like if it was a big game. That was like the biggest question. Why don't you all treating this like it was a big game? Because it should deserve to get treated that way. You know what I mean? Because you guys mentioned it. You guys are gonna like. We saw the videos. How many times we saw the videos? We
I
saw the
have no idea.
Oh my god, we saw the videos. Like, oh yeah, they show a little bit, then all of a sudden you see like she goes through water drops in her head. She
We saw
goes,
that video a
yeah,
lot. We
we
saw
saw,
that on the
saw.
video.
My god, how many times? Give us some action, give us something, right? So you guys were showing this game like it was gonna be like the big thing, right? Okay, and you guys start talking about it, 7.5 hours. Okay, cool. I don't mind it because Resident Evil games are kind of like 8 to 10, pretty much. So I don't care about that. Good for me because I'll be honest with you, Purple. I'm one of those guys that have been complaining because there's too many damn open world games lately. We need a little bit of linear, please. Give us a little bit of linear, 15, 20 hours tops, not freaking 30, 40 hours. I'm tired of that. I need a break from that. But they treated it that way, and like the game was getting close. I'm like, come on, move it, move it, move it, do something. 3 weeks prior, here we go. This is what we have.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, they should have treated it like it was a big thing because they're doing like a big not only that, they were saying it's like a big graphical leap because that game looks beautiful and blah 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 blah. What was the damn marketing? Damn it! It got me anxious.
But I guess, but Louis,
Mythbusters. That was some of the guys from
myth,
Mythbusters.
but I think
Thank you.
that's my thing. I think there's a low return on investment. Like
Yeah.
that's the whole point. Like you're saying, like if we market it more, we market it more. You couldn't, and I continue to tell you this. Like I gave you examples. I gave you Luna. We could
Yeah.
give you Google Stadia when it launched. Like it was free for gamers. All you needed
Yeah.
was a Gmail account. Okay. There's a part to where if people
You
don't
had to pay a subscription. No, I'm just kidding.
no, to get 4K, Rouser did mention this. To get 4K, you could pay the subscription, and to get a curated list of games.
All
That's
right.
what the subscription gave you.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's not. There's a point where if people aren't buying it, right? And gaming's unique. Like the people you need to buy Game Pass, right, to grow already know Game Pass is out there. Like you do mention this anecdotal situation where this Call of Duty player doesn't know what Game Pass is, but the truth of the matter is most gamers who are gaming, who game on console, are average age is 35. That's the truth. They have the money, right?
You're calling us old. Damn it.
No, that's young for me. That is young for me, right? But that's where I come, and I actually think I look older in this. I may take
No,
this video
you,
down because I look older.
no, you don't. No, you
Yes,
don't. Come
I
on,
do. I
Purple.
just
look
saw this.
older
I was
than
like, I
you.
look old right now.
No, you don't. Come
I think
on.
it's my
You don't.
lighting. Maybe it's my
Nah,
lighting. I
you-
look really old.
Nah, no, you don't. You
let
don't.
me
You look.
fix this
But
up.
what it seems like you look like you're tired. You've been through a lot of stuff these days. Is that what it seems? I mean, I've been through a lot too.
No. But
No?
no, Louis, I hear you. Like at the end of the day, look, I wish all companies to do well.
I
Right.
also wish that too. I mean,
Yeah.
because
And I know you do.
that's something I say all the time on my channel. I say that like for example, I say a lot of the times like because people think like I hate Sony. No, I don't. I just don't. I don't hate Sony. I just sometimes I hate how they treat like their players. I just hate like sometimes they like for example, one of the things that really makes me mad, Purple. Right, this is something that really irritates me. Me and my country. If I go on Steam, this is a PlayStation country. This is a PlayStation country, no joke. This country loves PlayStation. They buy PlayStation, they love it. But me, I cannot go right now on Steam. I can't purchase Ghost of Tsushima. I can't purchase Helldivers 2. I can't purchase What's the next game they mentioned? I cannot purchase God of War Ragnarok. I cannot purchase neither one of those games on Steam. I can't. They won't let me. It's not available for me. It
Are you
says it's
sure they're
not.
not letting you? Or are you sure Dominican
Yes,
Republic's not letting you?
it's they not letting me. It's not available for my region. That's what
So
it's
so
saying.
so Louis, let me do you I know how you said this, Louis. You said not too long ago to compete in the gaming industry, Google should have spent billions of dollars to buy a company.
No, 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 no. Probably
That,
said it
that-
like
but,
that,
but,
but
but
I'm saying they say billions, millions, whatever. But they should.
yeah, they have it. So what I'm going to tell
Yeah,
you,
they got
Louis,
the money
is
to go out and buy stuff.
you should spend thousands of dollars to move to the U.S.
Me? Move to the US?
Why not? If this means you don't even have to go to Mexico. Go to Mexico. It's right there. It's across the Gulf of Mexico. Go right there.
Why you want me to leave what I have?
So
What my
you can play
business?
the games.
Just so I can play the games. Tell me to spend $1,000 to play the games. Purple. Why don't you just make it more accessible for us instead of blocking things like that the crazy thing they did? They blocked it. It was just insane blocking that whole thing.
Are you sure it's not the DR?
Yeah,
Sure
yes,
not
yes.
The
Purple. Damn it. I have a PlayStation 5 Purple. I mean, if I want to go on a PlayStation 5 and buy it on PlayStation 5, I can buy it on PlayStation 5 and play the damn game. I'm telling you on Steam. This is not available for me on Steam, which is a shame. Because there's, right now, for example, I tell people this. You guys go out there and you decide, okay, I'm tired of consoles, right? I'm going to move on to PC. Let me build my own PC. Because you know how much a gaming PC costs.
Shout out to Cammy, by the way. Thanks for saying something, Louis. Shout out to Cammy.
I miss her.
She's been busy.
Yeah, she's been
Cammy's
busy.
been busy.
We're gonna have to get her rich. I don't know, Cam. We're gonna have to get you rich because we missed your podcast. We gotta get you rich, Cam. We gotta get you rich.
No, Louis, we gotta get you rich so you can move to Canada to play these cloud services. That's what we learned today. We learned that Louis played the introduction of Hellblade 1. And he compared it to the entire game of Hellblade 2, and he has definitively said Hellblade 2 is better gameplay.
No. I said the fighting for me in the game. I said the fighting for me in the game. I felt better because I'm a Souls guy. So I'm a Souls guy, and when I feel like something is good, I gotta say it. For me, it felt good.
You're playing Elden Ring?
Right now, no. I beat it, but right now I'm not playing the second one. I'm not playing it yet. I'm waiting.
How'd you like Sekiro?
Oh my god. I'll tell you how I like it. Where's that controller at? I'll tell you how much I like it. Because here's the thing about these things, right? I gotta say,
but he's a Souls player, y'all. He's a Souls player.
I am a Souls player. I'll show you. I'll show you right now. Let me go get this controller because playing Liza P, this controller broke.
This is crazy, Louis, y'all.
No joke.
Oh, look, he does have the PlayStation 5 box up there, y'all. He is not joking.
There it is. PlayStation 5, Xbox. I gotta have my Switch. I gotta go get it and add it on there. Yeah, I do. I got my PS5. No joke. I do have it.
No, Louis, you're legit.
This is the control. This is the button you always break, right here. That trigger, right there. When you play Sekiro, when you play all these Souls games, that's the one button you always break. Sekiro broke this button for me. Liza P broke this button for me, and man, I even bought a new controller right here, brand new. Came in the other day too. I bought it with the headset, brand new, because I broke the damn trigger. And when I sent it to get fixed, they sent it back wrong. That's the one trigger I break all the time.
No, Louis. Well, Louis, no. Well, as you know, Louis, it's always fun. It's always fun here. Yeah. It's my way to do my little mini console. It's
I know. It's great to have. Go ahead. Do it. No problem. I love having my little mini consoles, and I love hearing people's ideas.
Well, but I think I understand where your point is. I think we both got our thing. I have just to sum it up, though. At the end of the day, me personally, let me just bring this back to the title of the link or the video or the show, which is ultimately for me. This has nothing to do with what we just talked about, by the way.
Subscription services are inferior? No, Purple. That we gotta fight. No, that's not true. Because subscription service is what took Blockbuster out. So come on, don't say it's inferior. Come on.
So no, it depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what you're looking for. And I think that's that's the whole point of it. The whole point of it actually was to say that there's a Steam summer sale going on. You can't even buy Steam, but
I can buy
there's a Steam summer sale going on then.
I can buy games on Steam. The only games I cannot buy is Helldivers 2 It's God of War Ragnarok and it's Ghost of Tsushima because they did the whole blocking thing with the PSN
Sony
account
with
thing.
the PSN
Yeah,
account.
and listen, if they would have this, and I talked about this on my channel. I said if they would have said, okay, here's a guide for what you can do if you live in a country that is not the PSN is not available. Just put it to this because that's how you play PS5. You got to put it like to the states, and it works. No problem, works phenomenal. They should have just said there, give them a guide to what to do so people can just get the damn subscription. I mean, get the damn PSN account. That's it. But what they did was not only they put force people on that, right? Which I don't understand why people were like, oh, they were like mad or anything. Okay, but they also blocked the game for you to purchase it on these regions. It's blocked purple. I even showed it on live stream. I gotta
No,
clip
you
and show it
talk.
to
I
you.
remember you talking about it. You
Yeah,
you had
it's
said this is
crazy.
something of me
Yeah,
not playing. I watched the show, Louis.
I know.
I
Thank you,
watch it.
thank you, thank you,
I'm
thank you.
usually driving. I'm usually or not driving. I'm usually on the train. When you
Um,
Tuesday, Wednesdays are late for me.
yeah.
Uh, but no, I hear you. I hear you. I hope you get to play it. But the whole point was really not so much. I just for my playing style, most of the games I play are either A, not on a subscription service,
Yeah.
B, how long it's gonna take me, it's gonna cost probably more than the game, or C, I have such a huge backlog, even if it is on the subscription service, I
Oh
can usually
Lord,
just wait for a
backlog.
sale. I can usually wait for a sale like this one to get it cheaper. And that was the whole. And then I said that's the summer the Steam summer sale is going on. That was the whole thing.
I gotta hop in there see what they have on sale because
And
really,
a lot. Disco Elysium $4.
I hope there's so much $4. Oh man.
Disco Elysium.
Oh, there you go. $4. Nice, nice, nice. That's 200 pesos for me. Nice. All right.
No, that's very good. So that's all. But no, like I know, like I think
No,
Rouster plays games through subscription, like I said. And Rouster's like I play with him a lot. So I have nothing against it. I just know the arguments on both sides, and that's all.
no, because here's the thing though, Purple. I don't debate with people who buy games. I mean, if you want to buy, just want to buy your games, go buy them. I mean, there's no problem with that. If you want to buy your games, buy them. You love buying, go ahead. I don't tell people don't buy games. It's the same thing with Game Pass. Like a lot of people think Game Pass is just a rent thing. No, it's not. You got an option if you want to buy it, you
I'll
buy it.
buy it.
If you're subscribed to the service, they also give you like a little discount to buy the game, which is phenomenal. You buy it. You buy the freaking game. You buy it. You buy it. It's not like the best discount in the world, of course. We cannot say, yes, it's such the best. No, no, no. It's a
No, it's like
little discount.
15% though. It's like 15%.
50%. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
something like that.
something like that.
It's better
10,
than
50,
nothing.
it's better than nothing. But yeah, you can buy your game. That's what it tells people. It's not all rent because they think this thing is all rent. Like, I don't rent my games. Okay, but if you and then they start talking about plus, those games are yours. I'm like, no, no, they're not. They're like, yes, because Game Pass takes it away. I'm like, yeah, but stop paying your plus to see what happens. See if you can log in to play them. They can't. It's a rent. I'm sorry, it's a rent.
Oh well, I mean I put that on Game Pass. If you notice, I said subscription. I didn't say Game Pass.
Oh, I know, I know, I know, I know.
It
But I
wasn't
get
a
you.
disco premium.
Not only that, there's too many of them. Oh Lord, that's another thing.
What?
There's Ubisoft subscription. There was the EA on. Is EA still going? I don't know. Oh my god! I mean, there was just too much of them. There's just too. When you sum it up, it's like $200 just in subscription service. It's insane. Same thing with movies. Now you got Paramount. Now you got Netflix. Now you got I don't know if oh yeah, Crunchyroll, whatever the thing is called. Then you got Discovery has a subscription. National Geographic has a subscription. Just sum it all up and put it in a package for you to pay for it. And that's it. Shit, I'm tired.
Or just buy the game.
Oh, yeah. You just buy the game, exactly.
Just buy the game. Like that's there you go. There you go.
No, because Purple. I never quit buying games. If I love the game, I buy it. Like, look, for example, Doom is coming out. I'm buying my collectors. I'm buying my
Doom. You're a big into
yes.
Doom.
Oh my god, I love Doom. That's my game. That's my game. That's you're gonna say I don't like Doom. You're gonna say I don't like Doom. You gotta play Doom, Purple. Play it. You play it.
I have played Doom.
Oh, you played it? How does it feel?
Doom.
Does it feel like Souls? Do you feel like you're being punished in that game? It's a hard game.
It's not my type. Most people would like this is gonna sound strange. I'm not really a first-person shooter type, except for Ubisoft first-person shooters.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the camera angle, the ratio they do, but I like the Ubisoft first-person shooters. And the only other game that I really do in first
man,
person.
don't get me
What?
started on Ubisoft. Don't get me started because I'm mad at them. I'm mad at them. Really mad at
Why?
them. Because I want Ubisoft to bring back, I don't know if you saw this game. You saw Delta Force, Black Hawk Down come back. You saw that, right? On the summer showcase? Which, oh man. I saw that. I was like, yes. I don't know if you ever played Delta Force back in the day, like 20 years ago.
I was fighting wars 20 years ago, so the
Oh,
real
that's true.
Delta Force, but
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay. But Delta Force for me, Purple, was like one of those games like Rainbow Six. You play Rainbow Six, the original
Yes,
Rainbow
yes, I
Six.
like Siege. I like Siege.
Rainbow Six Siege, Rainbow Six Siege, Rainbow Six Siege. Which one was Siege though?
Siege
This
is the
so
one where you have like two teams and you have an objective. It's like 5 on
oh
5.
5 on 5. Okay, okay. Yeah, that was Siege. I'll tell you that Rainbow Six Vegas, Rainbow
Yeah,
Six
Vegas. I've heard a lot
Vegas,
of people
yes.
like Rainbow Six
Oh
Vegas.
my
Ambi,
god.
Ambi in chat likes Rainbow Six
Those
Vegas.
type of games need to come back. God, I just say they need to bring those suckers back and leave this whole service thing, bring them back. And man, I was hoping that they actually for this showcase we're gonna say, okay, here, look, let's give you some Splinter Cell. That's another game that needs to really come back. We're missing that game so much. Ah, but yeah, I'm missing those type of games. I'm missing
But
those type
they're
of games.
making they're making a they're making it like I would
Oh,
say.
Prince of Persia, this one, the one you talked, the last one that came out. Oh my god, phenomenal!
Yeah, Prince of Persia is actually my favorite. Like Ori used to be that spot, my favorite
Mhm.
Metroidvania. Prince of Persia took it over. Severin, who's in chat, he plays a lot. Rouster plays a lot of them. Simpleton plays a lot of them.
Hey,
Um,
you want to
but no,
laugh? You want to laugh about the game? I haven't even touched it.
which one?
Prince of Persia, can you believe that? That's how big my backlog is, Purple.
But that's why you have to like focus. Like I like
Oh,
folk. But that's my point. See, your backlog's so low.
yeah.
Like if there's a game that you really want to play, so there's a game that I'm going to be playing day and date. And so I'm trying to get through my backlog, right? And if there's another game that just doesn't reach to the level of the same, like I like it as much as another older game, I'm not going to play it, right?
See, and Rude Diggs brings up a good point. That's something that I forgot to mention. That most people play Fortnite, Minecraft, and Roblox like 60%. That's actually the main focus, and it's incredible. Like that's all people play. They buy a console just to play Fortnite. They buy a console to play Roblox. They buy even like I remember my nephew last year, which broke my heart. But hey, he got into gaming. I'm happy he got into gaming. He was talking to me that PlayStation has games. I'm like, okay, what games do you want to play? And he said, well, I want to play Roblox on PlayStation. I'm like, okay. And I just kept on debating with him and say, why do you want a PlayStation? Well, it has Spider-Man. I'm like, okay. But ask me if he actually plays Spider-Man. Did he beat it? No. Did he play it? No. All he does is play freaking Roblox and play freaking Fortnite. That's all he does. That's what he plays with his friends. And then I asked him, how about why don't you get an Xbox? He said, well, Xbox doesn't have any games. I'm like, you sure about that? He said, yes. But when I told him that he stayed like over my mom's place for a while, and I told him, hey, did you know that the console you were playing? What's that console you were playing? Well, that's a PS5. I said, nope, that's an Xbox. It's like, so it does have games now. Yeah, it does. You see, that's what I'm saying. They need to do something. Xbox needs to do something. They need, they need to do something urgently, because my nephew actually thought that was a PlayStation 5. Oh my
I mean,
god.
they look the game very unless you're the
Hmm?
game looks the same. This is
Yeah.
all I will say though about that. Just that argument. Like as someone who I told you my favorite. I've always said this. My favorite Xbox game is Ori, Ori 1 and Ori 2.
Always a
You
good
can
game.
debate which
It's
one is
beautiful. And that,
which
and
one
that
is which. Like I'm not going to say which one I like more.
I'm,
But then after that, the stuff that's on Xbox, like I don't think the other game, like I like third person shooters, I like looter shooters. I don't find
let me see.
gear. I don't like
Gears.
I don't find Gears as good as some of the other looter shooters.
Good.
Um and then after that, like I'm racing, you never hear me talk about racing like that. Rouster sounds really good at racing though. And So then after that, it's like, okay, between Halo and Destiny, I'll take Destiny.
Yeah, it's Bungie. I mean,
Yeah, they're the same thing. But that I think
no,
that's where.
no. I wouldn't. No. Purple, I cannot let you compare that. I mean, if we sit down and we talk about Halo with
Oh
343,
no, I'm not trying to say. I'm saying like
okay,
the same kind of
Bungie's
like,
Bungie.
yeah. But
Bungie's
so that's where I then I'm like, okay, well the other thing that I like is I do play a lot of Diablo, but I can play Diablo everywhere,
yeah, yeah.
right? Um, I will probably play South of Midnight.
Oh, that game
Um,
is. Oh my god, it's a beautiful game. That's the game
but
I'm
there's a lot of
hyped up
games
for.
like that, right? There's several
Yeah.
games like that. I think South of Midnight. So yeah. But I would say then when I look at PlayStation, if you are getting like the backlog over there's other ones, right? Like so they have the horror game Until Dawn. They have all
Yeah.
the Horizon series. They have the
Mhm.
Forspoken. They
Or
have like,
Forspoken.
huh?
Or Forspoken. I don't know why they released it in that state. God's sakes. I mean, I was always
But it's
one
a
guy
good
look at
it's
that
a
game.
good but it's a good game.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just said why they released it in that state because I was one of the people. Well, I was one of them that say, "Man, that game is it's got to be something good." When I saw it, I'm like,
Ooh, Rudix is saying Rudix is throwing shots at you, Louis.
"What did he say?"
South of midnight equals discount Forspoken. Now I did argue with Rudix on this point before. Like I said I would not do that. But I do not say that. But I just would
Hey.
say if you're looking at it from that perspective, like the big games, and hopefully Xbox can get them. I still just besides South of Midnight, I think Avowed will be big. But is Avowed one of those games that is going to drastically change the trajectory? I don't know. Like I'm going to tell you now, I'm very critical of Indiana Jones. Um,
What? No. You can't be critical about indie. I mean, it's indie for God's sake. It's gonna be fun. I mean, I don't know if you like indie,
but
but I
that's my just make a movie. If it's going to be something on rails again, if it's going to be a linear game, a first person action adventure, that makes sense.
poor indie. What do you be so mean to indie? It is gonna be a fun ass game. It's gonna be fun. I bet it's gonna be a fun game. It's not gonna be bad. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun with it. I mean, you even got the punches in there, like the punch sound effect. I mean, when I heard that, I was like, yes, they got the punch sound effect. Like, psh, psh. Oh, it's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel good. I don't know how it's gonna play though, but I know it's gonna feel good. I know I'm gonna have fun. I know I'm gonna have fun. I know I'm gonna have fun.
I want people to have fun. I think every game is fun. Someone finds every game fun. Like I said,
Oh, but they're talking about Forspoken. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like when the state it released, the state it
I
released.
don't know.
I was like, oh Lord, oh no, and I know it was gonna get a lot of thrash in there, and yes, it got the thrash. It was horrible. So this is what I do now, and I keep telling people this is what's happening nowadays. I don't know if it's happened to you, Purple, but like for example, new games come out. I watch out to buy them because it happened to me with Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2 released. It also happened to me with Battlefield 2042. I'm a big Battlefield fan. When those games released, there was such a big mess. I said, no, I'm gonna quit buying games day one. Jedi Survivor released also. I bought it for like on a discount price because I saw they patched it up for $40. I said, okay, now it's time to go buy it. So they patched it up a couple things. Let me go buy it. Playing the game purple. Oh my god. Oh no. I mean, I haven't you ever like played a game where like when you're running, all of a sudden like the screen turns into smudge, like it just literally just turns into smudge. So I had to load back out, load back in. 15 minutes later, again turns into smudge, load back out, load back in, and it got to it again and again and again. I said, you know what? You stay right here, put you to a side, I'll play you months later. It's happening to me a lot with these games lately. So I'm right now, I wait for the games to get patched up, and then I go ahead and buy them. I wait till the games when they have everything they need to add in because that was another big mistake Xbox did. Big mistake with Redfall. I played through it. I played through half, like the first half. Good story. The story was great,
Hmm.
but the gameplay. Yuck. I said no. I gotta wait. They patched it and then I put it at 60. A lot of people jumped into it, said it looks better. I'm still giving a little bit more time, and then I'll hop back into it. But ugh. Now, Hi-Fi Rush was a fun game. I loved it. I don't know. Did you play Hi-Fi Rush, Purple?
I watched Annie Oak. She was the last person I interviewed about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Annie Oak played it. I watched her playthrough.
You didn't play it?
It's not my type.
Oh, well, just play it. You'll
No,
love it.
like,
It's a
but it's
good
the same thing I
game.
say about Hellblade. Hellblade wasn't fun.
It's-
I played Hellblade too. Not, I didn't think it was fun, and I tell people,
the story,
but
it's, the story of Half-Life Rush is hilarious. It's
but I
engaging.
can watch like so gaming. So Louis, just I don't think we've ever talked about this. Gaming to me competes against every other form of entertainment. It competes
Okay,
against like watching people on YouTube. It competes against watching a movie, a TV show,
right.
reading a book. It competes against everything. So to me, Hi-Fi Rush looked like it was more. It's not as fun for me to play because it's not the type of game I would play. But I liked watching other people play it.
Did you play? Did you like Devil May Cry, or no?
Mm-mm.
Okay, now never mind. You won't. Okay, it feels like a Devil May Cry, so then you won't like it. You won't like it. But yeah, like I was saying though. I just wait a while till the game gets patched up and say, okay, let me go buy it. Let me go get it because seriously, I'm tired of buying games that day one they got an issue and I gotta wait. I gotta wait. Dying Light 2 when it released, oh Lord, purple. A year later, it got fully patched, and I was like, let me go through it. But there was like another game that I was right there next to me. I said, you know what? Let me hop into this game because you know let me hop into. So now Dying Light 2 is on my backlog, and I know it probably patched it up even more. But damn, just nah.
No, I hear Louis, but I think that's my so for me, like I the games I like I do a lot of research. Like there's a certain type of game mechanic I like, a certain type of game, and I'm open to newer experiences for that. Um, but I hear you. But I mean, this is why I also say like unless it's there's only like one or two games a year where I'm like I'm going to play that when it first comes out. Right this year, um, one of those is Black Myth Wukong and the other one was the Remnant 2 DLCs. I didn't even play Prince of Persia when it first came out. And I'm a big and I was hyping that game up. I didn't even play that when it first came out. I waited about 4 weeks until afterwards. And but at the same
Yeah.
time, unless you're like, yo, this is a huge game that I want to play, just get it on sale later on. And then you add up all the money you spend on the sales of the games you really want to play, which many of them aren't on subscription. That's
Mhm.
why I made my argument why I think subscriptions are inferior for me.
But one of the best things of subscriptions, I tell this for everybody. For example, Game Pass. One of the things I love about Game Pass is that purple. Every time they drop in a game, I always try them out. I try a lot of games at
Yeah.
Game Pass. I try them pretty much. If they drop like 15 games, I probably play 10 or 12. They're interest me. I'll install them. Try to. If I had the cloud, I'll just load in the cloud and just say, okay, let me see how this game goes before I install it. But I install them. I run through them and say, okay, oh, wow, this looks like a fun game, and I actually go ahead and buy them. That's what I do. I mean,
That's fair.
I never quit buying games, and I tell people that all the
I'm
time. I
not
mean, help buy it,
I'm not making the
buy it,
argument not to buy games. I'm just
buy
saying
it.
most of the games first of all, most of the games I play and buy and enjoy are not on subscription services.
Okay, all right.
That's just like I did the experiment. Uh to Xbox's credit and Game Pass's credit, they did get two of the games I played last year eventually on subscription, and those are Bramble didn't release day and date on Game Pass. It released 3 months later. It's like the fairy tale one. Um,
Rambo. Isn't
it,
Rambo the one with the guys that run around like Rambo or something shooting things up?
no. It's
Right,
like
because-
fairy
Oh,
tales.
that's
But
Ghost something. I forgot. My bad.
it didn't rely. It didn't. But I bought it day and date. It wasn't on Game Pass, so like it eventually did. And then Remnant 2 didn't release day and date on Game Pass, but then eventually by the Game Awards, I think they shadow dropped and said they were on Game Pass. But at the same time, like when I wanted to play them, they weren't on subscription, so I ended up buying them. And Bramble, it took me a weekend to beat. So if I had waited, I could have probably done that, got it cheaper on Game Pass. So I'll give that. But Remnant is a game I come back to time and time again. So
Right. I see. That's your play style. I see. Not only that, it's co-op, so you get to get people on there. Let's go kick some ass.
no, that's
That's
the
like,
only play it. That's the only way I play it. Like some that literally the only way I play it.
oh, exactly. That's the point. That's the fun thing about co-op,
Yeah.
and that's why I didn't make Days Gone 2. Oh Lord, oh
I
no,
like
no.
it.
One of another Sony mistake not making that game. Damn you. That's why I get
No,
so mad about Sony.
no worries. But no, I totally hear you. But Louis, we've had Holt in the background this whole time,
Mhm.
and he's all the way in the UK, so I definitely
Oh,
want to get him.
I'm
But
out.
Louis, let me come back. I'll definitely be on your. I'll be in your chat. I'll be more vocal in your chat.
Oh,
Going
you're,
forward.
you're gonna go and fight with me? All right, let's go.
No,
Let's
no, you know
debate.
I
Let's
don't.
debate.
Louis, just so everybody knows, like Louis is a multi gaming type of person.
Yes, I gave it
Y'all
too
know
much.
I always say as long as you're gaming, you're good with me. I do like to make the chat. You were the one who told me to make it controversial. You said
Exactly, make it. I mean,
controversy,
we
you
gotta
get make it
we gotta have this debate because listen, I mean, look, you had somebody in here say that, oh my God, this debate, this Google State thing is a smash. That's
right.
that's something that we gotta have fun. The whole point is we can have a little debate, we can have fun. You gotta have fun. That's the whole point. Like today, I learned some more. That's what I say. I mean, like when you came to our show, you had the discussion with ecstasies about
I would say I was right though, Louis.
you were right.
No, because go back and look at it. I said we were arguing, right? And
Yeah.
my argument was this. Go back and look at it. I said extend the deal and change the if you extend it and
Oh,
restructure it, the deal will go through. I did say that. And he said no. Said no, the deal does not need to be extended and does not need to be but I actually
I
said what
remember
would the
that.
deal need to
Remember that.
be.
You're right. I do remember that. You did say
I
that.
did say that.
Yeah, you did say it needs to be extended. Yeah, and I was.
I said extend it and restructure it. And then
Yep.
they ended up doing that.
Yes. Thank God they did because I'll be honest with you, Purple. I mean, for God's sakes, I'll say this again and again. Purple, there's nothing more tiring than console wars. It's tiring, and it's
But
time
they're
like
still going on, Louis.
it's.
Like
I know.
you're still talking
I
about
know.
it.
No, no, no. I'm telling you, like tiring in a way because sometimes you like look at me and you debated, right? We debated like in a proper manner, but these guys take it to a whole new level. They want to go in and fight you. I mean, take it so personal. I'm like,
Oh, no, they're
shit.
not. I think yeah.
Yes,
Y'all
yes, yes,
say I
yes.
think you have the people stay on the separate channel like you Louis, you're one of them. Don't even you get
Yeah,
wrong.
no, no,
Y'all
no. I troll. I have fun. I say this. I troll. I have
but I
fun. I
think
know
they're
I do.
trolling too.
No, they take it too hard. They take it too hard. I mentioned some stuff and they take it too hard. Like, no, I did not five. I'm like, dude. I mean, the information is right here.
Content creator. I think every content creator who does console war stuff is trolling.
Yes, but no, 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 no. I'm not saying that content creators. No, no, no. I'm saying that there's a lot of people out there taking it too hard, which is insane.
Oh
But
yeah, like but
yeah,
for sure. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But either way, let me get out because you got to get the man in.
yeah,
So
I want to
purple.
get Holtz. Thank you all. So this is crazy, Louis. You can catch him up every morning. Actually, he does his
Yes.
live stream every morning where he talks about everything. Also Wednesdays, he does Xbox International, host of Xbox International. But you actually catch Louis a lot of places, Louis. So you can probably explain it better than me. Where can they find
No,
you?
no, 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 no. I'm just right now. I'm just in three. I'm in Xbox International podcast, 7 p.m. Wednesdays in the morning. You catch me. I just say it on Twitter and I'll post it on YouTube. That's it. I'm heading in. That's all I say. I don't have a time set up time frame because why? I just like to shadow drop myself and say I'm going in. Let's go. Let's go in. And on Tuesdays, Xbox Factory Podcast over there, the Double Barrel Gaming YouTube channel, 12 p.m. noonish. That's it. That's all I'm at. All right.
Well,
Bye,
that's Louis.
Purple.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you for
Louis.
hanging
Thank you
out.
for the
Thank you for inviting
spirited
me.
conversation.
You're awesome.
All right, take care. Take care, Louis.
All right. Bye-bye. Oh.
Oh, there we go. Hold.
Is my mic working?
Yeah, yours Mike's is working.
Do you know what? I feel I've been getting a suntan off these lights, just waiting. I've been like that.
I was now.
Sun goggles on. I've been like that, like a sunbed.
Oh, Holtz, what's going on?
I was like, I heard the word "stray gods" and Holt, and it like summoned me. I was like, "Are we doing karaoke, Purple?" I was like,
Oh my god, Holtz, you played Stray Gods several times, right?
"Yes."
Tell chat how cool of a game that is.
I think it's amazing. I remember when you mentioned it, and I was like, "Huh, I like musicals, and I love these type of games artistically." And I just jumped in, Wolf Among Us and stuff like that, Telltale games, and straight away from the word go, I was like, "Oh my god, this is groovy!
It
This
is
music
so good. Like it is so good.
and
Like
a typical Telltale game, you don't know who to trust, don't you? There's like this,
oh
and
my
the
goodness.
characters evolve. You're like, are they tricking me or am I tricking them? You're playing mind games, aren't you? Going, ooh, what option should I pick?
But what I love about it is for anybody who likes musicals, like I said, yeah, and for everybody, we're talking about the game Stray Gods. You can probably get it on sale right now because of all the different sales going on. But if not, just put it on your backlog, wish list it. I don't care where you play it. It's super cool.
I
Um,
what I like about the gods is like they don't care. They've all got like their own style. Like Apollo's like, oh, I just woke up in this outfit and I've not changed it in
yeah,
decades. Then you've got like Pan, who's like he's very sharp,
Pan is
sharply
very
dressed.
sharp.
And you got the women with like the low cut cleavage dress, and they're like, oh yeah, because I'm the goddess of blah blah blah. You know,
Aphrodite, like
and
no, you have all.
you've all got the jazz, the blues, or the rock, or the love ballad. They've all got something, haven't they? I
Yeah,
really like.
so what the in all the voice act so it's like a Telltale game, which is, like, more of, like, a comic booky type of thing, so it's not pure animation, it's, like, still pictures for the most part, but the voice acting in the game and I actually think it's almost, like, worth the price of admission because the voice acting is done by numerous Broadway stars. We're talking like top tier. My girl, what's her? Oh my god, I just forgot her name. Dandridge, she's in it. So uh, Merle Dandridge, that is. She's in the game. It is just super cool. And then story to your point, it's not one you can figure out initially. You know what I mean? It's not like one you're gonna crack right off the top because, yeah, it's kinda interesting.
I mean, sometimes I panic when I play these games. You know, when they got the options and you see the timer, and it's sort of like that little white line. And sometimes I go, I don't know what option should I pick. Oh, just that one. Oh, crap! I didn't want to go into that melody, but it's always works out. You
I
always
love
fine tune that character, don't you? The main character to our play styles.
no. So, I'm glad you enjoyed but yeah, I jumped into it, because I was like, "You know what? Let me go back into this, and start" I wanted to start a different way, a different, where you can choose her different attributes, and so I
Yeah,
wanted to do a
I, I,
different one.
I think I've done it two and a half times. I never got to the third ending.
Does it change it did it change for
I
you,
mean,
like
it's just a different take, isn't it? Like trophy hunting. You know, it's a different way, isn't it? Just seeing how you miss that character to partner with on that scene, so then you go back and you try it again, and you just find
yeah.
out what do you all think about the gods. It's interesting. And that's what I've done with Wolf Among Us and stuff like that. Multiple play styles.
No, I like it. I think it's criminally underrated, or maybe not underrated because I think Rouster said it has like a 96% user approval rating.
Oh, it's
I
so
think
good,
it's
so good.
criminally not talked about, not publicized. Uh but yeah, if that's what you guys
Well,
if
last
you like
time I
that.
was talking about it, I was mentioning like that I love all that kind of stuff. If I see musicals dropped in, like my favorite genres of games or TV episodes, I just love having that like quirkiness, and that's what draw me to the game. Straight away, when you said music meets a Telltale's game, I was definitely in it.
Yeah, it's like musical meets Telltale meets American Gods. Like
Oh,
that
God.
I mean, I think that is kind of the thing. And then but as I said again, if you're into like solid art, like to me, the voice acting and just hearing them sing, um, it's literally what you would pay an album for, and you get about
That first song hooks you straight away on the first
where
main
she's talking to I just the one where
Calliope and stuff like that. The
yo,
first
Calliope, when Calliope comes and then they both
yeah,
kinda go do their
yeah.
duet and go back. Yeah, that's
I
a
think
really
that I
cool
think that's the main song that goes through as it sort of evolves. But yeah, that, I think that once I heard
that's
that,
really
I needed that
cool.
on my Spotify list. I really do.
No, I
Yeah.
think it would be really cool if somehow they integrate it once you play through, like, you can get your playthrough back, like, all the songs of your playthrough, like, download it.
Hmm. I mean, that's why you probably buy a deluxe edition, don't you, and stuff like that. You sort of get the songs with it.
Yeah.
You bought the certain edition, but I loved it. I actually bought Wolf Among Us again on the Steam sale.
No. Oh, you did?
I did, yeah, because last time I played Wolf Among Us, PlayStation 3. I know the new one's come out, and when you mentioned about Steam sales, I was like, oh, I want to talk about my games that I bought. Because what I'm doing is I'm going back. I said I didn't want to go back, but I had to go back. So I actually bought um, Arkham Trilogy, Batman
I
Arkham.
saw that was really on sale.
I got Devil May Cry 1 to 3, the HD pack. I bought Abe's Odyssey, and I bought the game I just mentioned then. $10.
No, like I said, I think it's again, Halsey, you're proving my point. Why, like, you can essentially build your own subscription service if you just wait for sales.
Well, going on to the whole subscription point, I've got rid of my Xbox, my PlayStation, because it was like last year when we were talking about it as well, that I just thought to myself that if I wanted to buy 4 games, headlines and games, that will pay for the same price. It's not from the Xbox store, but if I can get it from like CD Keys, I can get 4 major titles instead of paying for Game Pass. I can get 4 major titles if I wanted similar on PlayStation. I removed that subscription, so I've removed it now. Since Xbox didn't want to bring the family library and stuff like that of Game Pass, I just sort of stood away and went, I don't need these online components. I don't need your free games. I'd rather buy the game, focus it, and don't feel pressure to rush it. Because some of these games that I'm playing are 100 hours long, and I don't want it to get removed.
No, yeah, so that's I'm
And
right there with you. You can always, that's what we said. You can always pay for the subscription and buy the games.
you mentioned about Hellblade 2. That game should have been made in game format. I feel like that should have been.
Holtz, where were you? I totally agree with you. Like, this is why I tell people, if you want to experience Hellblade 2, watch a playthrough, right? Like, go watch Neo, go support someone in the community who streamed it. Nad streamed it, because it doesn't play like a game.
Because years ago when I used to play games, and they used to say cinematics, so we go to like Heavenly Swords and stuff like that. That got an adaptation where you can just watch all those cutscenes, and it made like an anime movie. They done it with Ratchet and Clank. They just snipped all the CGI, put it in a movie, and some people just went to cinema to watch Ratchet and Clank in CGI form. And I thought to myself, that's what they should have done with Helldivers. They either should have just got all the CGI, made a movie, or made it like anime, like you sort of see. Like, have you seen Blood of Zeus on Netflix or Castlevania? That art style, which would like to depict her psychosis really well, and just have 10 episodes. That's the first game, then the second game, same format, and then I think people would have said, okay, that's Microsoft game, and it would have made you like the first one better. I don't think you should have put a game in that style.
I totally agree. Stout Combatives here, Holtz, is telling me how, because it's not a game, it doesn't play like a game, it's not a fun game.
Because years
That's
ago when
why.
we were playing games, like we were playing like Heavenly Rain, and we were playing walking simulators, well, people bashed them as walking simulators. So Until Dawn, that was a timepiece of PlayStation 3, and I think people moved away from that. And them experiences can be told in a different media now. So I think Microsoft following the same suit this many years later was a bad decision.
Yeah, but the difference is in like Until Dawn or a Heavy Rain, there is like an element, like, to your point, those are older titles. But
I
I
mean,
feel like there's still more freedom in those games than.
I mean, it was still going back to, and the only thing that really had it was quick time events, which I think that should be a thing of the past, quick time events. So I like now, if you told me now, do I want to play Until Dawn, or do I want to watch Until Dawn in the cinema or on the telly? I'd say I want to watch it in the film format.
And I think Supermassive made it to where you can actually play their games like that, where you can just watch it in a movie format.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go. This isn't a PlayStation, but PlayStation didn't make Hellblade. Like, Hellblade is not. I don't get your comment. Like, Hellblade is a different type of game. Like, the current Hellblade doesn't play like that.
Now, a game that I wanted to talk on, I added to my wish list. It was a family-friendly game, and I thought to myself, you might have seen it. Have you seen Infinity Nikki?
No.
Like Breath of the Wild meets a Studio Ghibli?
Breath of the Wild, me too?
Studio Ghibli.
Okay.
You know, like the famous anime studio that does like My Neighbor and Howl's Moving Castle. So I thought, if you've seen that trailer, you might have sit there and went, oh my god, look at that style. It looks so good. It looks like open world of Zelda, but meets like the cuteness of
I may give it. I may. So, Rouster actually brought up. Rouster, what game did you think? Phoenix Rising, and people are saying, like, I played that on Stadia. I didn't like it. but people are telling me to go back to that and maybe give it a shot. So I may do that.
There's too much to go back. I mean, I was speaking to my friend. My friend said he's seen the Xbox and he's seen Dead Rising, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember spending so much time on the 360 playing Dead Rising," and I was like, "Would I go back and play it?" So
Hmm.
I think we've all got the nostalgia in part of us. Like I could say it's the Steam sale. There's me buying Devil May Cry. People are not interested. Moving on. There's me saying, "Why should we play Dead Rising?" And my friend goes, "Didn't you just buy Mario, the Thousand Year Door?" And I'm like, "Damn, he's got me there, hasn't he?" So
Oh my god! Did you play it? You
no,
got the paper,
I've bought it.
but you haven't played
I
it. The
haven't
Paper Mario. I
started.
should ask Severin. Severin's the big Paper Mario person.
What I've been doing is I've been just sitting back with my Steam Deck and I've just been playing like I put like I got all the achievements in Tekken, Mortal Kombat. Then I moved on to another fighter, My Hero Justice 2, which is from My Hero Academia. And I've just been sitting there playing racing games because I've just felt so fatigued at the start of the year. I'm just not really focusing on heavy story driven
No,
games.
like I said, I'm really focused, or not focused. I'm trying to get through the Dredge. Dredge is actually a really cool game that I'm playing, and I've just really been into X Defiant. It's just really been.
Yeah, I seen you mention last week, so you're really good at it as well.
I'm not really good at it. I just
You
like
were
it.
showing the background. Look, oh, I got some kills.
Maybe let's see if
But
I've.
I've been into the movie sphere. I've been in the movie influence. I've been sitting there watching movies and TVs, and it's just so funny how I can watch something and I'm like, "That's actually quite good." Then I go on the internet and everyone hates it. Everyone's like,
Oh,
"Down with Disney, down with friggin'
I,
Halo," and I'm like, "Okay,
you
you
liked
must
it
be in a
though. If
different
you
world."
liked it, I always say if you like it. Like I have weird taste in games, so that's why I always say my taste. But I think most people have interesting taste.
Have you seen the Halo TV series?
No, not
Oh,
at all. I'm
I
not.
love it, and it was a few weeks ago they released season 3, and I'm like the only one going, "Yes, yes." And I've been a fan for like 20 plus years. Yes, I'm really enjoying seeing people like,
No,
"Dude,
if you like it, my one of my coworkers talked to me about Halo last year and was like, "Have you seen it?" And it's like, I don't know. It's like again, TV shows. I like murder mystery, like murder drama, mystery, like detective shows. That's like if I watch TV, it usually has to have like some mystery to it. So that's
say,
fine.
I've not seen any good detective TV shows
My
in a while.
goodness, the UK has the best.
I know, but I've not seen it, you know what I mean? My dad loves, like, Vera and stuff like that, you know?
You
You've
have
seen
Maricela, you have Luther, you have The Fall, you have Broadchurch. Yeah, the
yeah,
best ones are in the UK.
my dad just watches it, he just sits there on the couch and just binge watches. It's always the rerun after rerun after rerun on, like, the telly, isn't it? To me, I'm like,
Broadchurch season 1, y'all, not Broadchurch season 3. Season 1.
but
Had to clarify. One of the Broadchurches gets pretty dumb, but one of them is pretty good. The first
so
one's pretty good.
I've just been going all heavy in movies and TVs. So I've just been House of Dragons, been watching that.
So I
Doctor Who.
started getting into House of Dragons. I started getting into it because I initially I was talking to someone else about this, and it's like I didn't like the how the first one ended. So I was like, I'm gonna punish the whole Game of Thrones franchise because I didn't like how they finished the first one. And but then someone's like, hey, give this one a try. And I actually really appreciate the lead protagonist so far in season 1. I'm only in season 1. I probably will watch an episode tonight. But yeah, that's where I am in that one.
But I was just watching. I finished Doctor Who last weekend, the season finale, and a part of me is like, if that was a different TV series but on the same theme, that would have been applauded. But then it got bashed, and I was like, oh, I can't believe it. Like, there's an episode in Doctor Who where they do Bridgerton, and
Bridget
I thought,
and
to myself, if that was a Bridgerton episode, that would have been amazing. But
no.
because it wasn't Bridgerton, people was like, oh, it's not. I don't want this stuff. Then there was an episode that
I'm gonna watch it because I've seen Bridgerton, so I'm curious of Doctor Who and Bridget. And shout out to Sean. How are you?
oh,
Uh
I really loved the episode. Really loved the episode. And then there's an episode in the season that if that was a Black Mirror episode, people would have loved it. Because it was Doctor Who, people went, "Oh."
Black Mirror. I think I stopped watching Black Mirror after the Bandersnatch. episode or event, and I haven't went back to Black Mirror.
Yeah, but it's all due to taste. But if you like Bridgerton, definitely give the
I'll
episodes.
give it a shot. I'll give,
Hey,
but to
hey,
tell you the truth, I haven't really been watching TV, um, a whole lot. I've been busy. Like I said, all of them compete against each other for my time. TV shows, book. I've been reading a lot of different books. Actually, that's the truth.
anything interesting?
So I have been reading. Like I think I talked about One Up last week. It's a gaming book about the business of gaming.
Oh, yeah. Don't they have
Yeah.
a documentary as well of that? One
Huh?
up, a
What's up?
documentary.
There is one. There is a document, but I don't think they're related. This one is it just talks about different. It's like in a very business school case study style, so I like that. Also, another book by a dear friend of mine in the show. Her name is Lisa Sun. She has a book called Gravitas. It's kind of a self help book. Um, so I read that, and so I finished that. And now the other book I'm reading a couple of others like the Red Wall series. I think I talked about. It's a kid's book, but there's a couple of them I never finished, and so I'm going back to read those.
I love book readers. I'm not a book reader, but I do love book readers. I'm that type of person that I read a book, I'm like, oh god, I've got a migraine.
But
Page in,
here,
like,
I think reading the book is a great example of where we had combatives, stout combatives mention this. Like, why watch a playthrough for a game versus like just playing the game? And I think that's a great question because I actually think of those as two different. Like when you play a game, there's like mechanics you're learning. There's you're pushing through the character. There's like it's more active. And in my opinion, the game looks more like a visual thing. Like that's the best part about the game.
well, my friend said this. I think I've mentioned this before on one of the episodes. He could read a book, and he likes to envision like a dragon, for example, the color of the dragon, the skin. He starts visualizing in his mind what the character is, what the stuff is, what the realm is in his mind. And I'm like, I just want the artist's take or the director's take on what it said. So when I see a character, I go, oh, that's through their vision. I don't want it through my vision or my perception. I want it to,
See, but see, that's the thing. Depending on what it is, I may say like I would rather read that versus watching it because
and
I
that is
think
why
my imagine would be better.
And that is
My
why sometimes you see all the fans. That's not how I perceive this character.
yeah.
And you go, oh, that's your fault because the person who created the character said
No,
that's.
I totally get, but I just think I was bringing up like why I would rather, and it's kind of similar parallel. Like, would I rather watch someone play it or would I rather play it?
And then what I love about book readers, and there's nothing on it, the more you can add it to the reality. I love when I go, do you like that book? Yeah, I like the feel of it. And I used to go, what's the feel got to do with the story? And he goes, I just love the book in my hand and the smell of paper and the feel of it. It makes it more immersive. And I'm like, I just never get it. Never get it. So if you're sitting there cozy with your book,
No,
who
I
who
mean,
the
like I said, it's just something I go through seasons of like when I'm gaming. Now, granted, right now I am gaming more than I normally game. But that's just because I think the X-Defiant game loop is very addictive. Um, and I like how it's one of the like I said, Ubisoft first person games are like the first persons I can play. And Cyberpunk. I always have to put that out. And Cyberpunk. But uh yeah, those are the books I'm reading.
I wish as I said, I wish to be a book reader. Always buy my niece and nephews to have books. They're very good, 8 and 10.
Oh, you
They're,
should.
they're very advanced in their book reading. Um,
That's
even my other niece, she's 18 now, and she's
oh
read
my
them. She's
goodness.
read them all. I sat there and said to my niece, "Where does time go?" I blinked, and I was like, and they go, she's passed her books down to and they're really good book readers. Because my mum's a book reader, my nan was a book reader, but it just never stuck with me.
Oh, books. Like I said, it's once I get in the mood, I'm going through it. So
That was
right
that
now,
childhood from my area. Can I go get a book? The library's like, no, you can't. You can't sign a membership. I'm like that.
libraries are amazing. Like I
And
say again, libraries are
at
amazing.
the start of the 90s, if you tried to bring a pamphlet back with books and you went, yeah, mum, can I get a book? No, look at the price of it. So,
Yeah.
but
But
things is diluted over the time, and there's some great stores here in the UK that really heavily discount the books.
eh, so Holt, I want to respond to this by talking about this, but you make my point exactly talking about us. In my opinion, when you watch someone play, it feels more like a movie, which is what I think Hellblade 2 should have been experienced as, or a TV show, or whatever you want. I don't think it's an enjoyable game to play. So if I still want to see the story and I still want to get the art scene, I will watch it.
I mean, with her psychosis and stuff like that, it would have been better if it was like a rail shooter in VR, for example. No, you just stay on the track and follow her story. Maybe you're a friend, maybe you're in Vision, and you just follow her through the mountain, and it's more of a VR experience or a cinematic experience where you just, you know,
Yeah, you're just like pushing to me. I don't know if you remember it, Holtz, but there was a thing called laser disc, like
yes.
right. And like in order to get laser disc to work, you had to like do something and they would go to the next scene. Like, and it was a thing, right? Um laser disc went out of fashion because like it was too much of a uh hassle, right? It's like I just want to watch this. This isn't a great use of my time. I feel like the same thing with Hellblade 2. It's like I just want to watch it.
I've never played it because I played the first one. And as I was following the narrative, and I'm like watching the psychosis, the thing with the father, the shadow, the friggin' going to
Oh,
Niflheim for your friends and stuff like. Part of me's going, uh-huh, uh-huh. And then it just came to an end where you can interpretate it so many ways. And I was like, okay, that's nice. Okay, fair dues, well
no,
done. And then I just think it just left on that that point and moved on to a different story. I don't think there should have been a part two. But maybe people
no,
consider
but
it
I
a
said this. Hold your proven. I said this. I said this before the game came out, right? I said I think how they ended the first one was a complete story arc, right? There's a
yeah.
mystery to it. She's trying to get this. I don't want to ruin the game because it's short. You should go out and play it if you haven't. But it ends. Right, it ends the story. You have enough mystery to, like, let your imagination run away with, like, what comes next. They then bring a second game that is an incomplete story, right? So I already was critical of the story because it doesn't really explain to us, like, why is she on this ship to begin with? Like, why is she, like,
Mhm.
undercover, right? Like, to me, I felt like that was very, like, it was just like, "Okay."
'Cause I
And
still think it concluded depending on what you perceived as the journey, for example, but I think it concluded, so
yeah, I said I felt like if they were gonna do a second one, where they should have done it is they should have done a prequel. That would have been more entertaining, but where they have it, I don't know. Like I
but
said,
with a mother.
with her mother, more with her father, more with her lover, right? Like you could have done just so much. There's more avenues. Like, how does she start to do how like if you everybody always talks about like Hellblade 2, and I was talking to Internet of Games about this. A lot, and I think Roster, if you gotta go, I know, yeah, we're not gonna spoil it, and your mama knows. And I know Rouster has to get up early for work. But if we think about Hellblade 2, or not Hellblade 2, but Hellblade 1, or psychosis in general. Everybody talks about, oh, it talks about mental health. Like, what do you mean it talks about mental? It doesn't talk about treatment of mental health. It doesn't talk about a lot of the pathology of mental health. I think people just say things because like they hear it being said. But if you were to actually take a prequel and look at about how some of the actions she does in her life and how that then transpires to where she is in part one, that's a much more powerful story, but at the end of the day, you're just showing it was very hollow, and that's why then I asked Louis, "Did he play 1?" And he said, "No." So I'm like, "Proves my point."
It's something you see over games like Insomnia and stuff like that, when you sort of high fever and stuff like that, and the world just goes different colors, and you're like, "Well, what's happening here? Is it demonic oppression? Is it mental health? Is it just the fever?" And that's exactly what I seen in Hellblade. I was like,
Yeah,
and
it is what it is, and it's not because Xbox made it. I would make this look, I'm making the same thing I said about Hellblade.
but sadly, Purple, I feel like this is not wrong with the devs or Microsoft. If they didn't label put a label on mental health, that game would have just been talked as a walking simulator, for example.
No, when the game came out, I remember when the game came, like when the first game came out, and they said what they were doing because they received a grant. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And it came out, and I'm gonna be very honest. Like the first game's gameplay isn't amazing, but it was the first time that they used like surround sound like that. Like they used a lot of surround sound, and that was kind of cool. And then the second one, and shout out to Cowboy, he was in chat. And then the second one, or not the second, but the second point I want to make, the story was interesting story. When I look at Hellblade 2, I already knew like I was skeptical based upon I was like, what are you gonna do with the story? Maker of Chaos came on and said, hey, maybe it's a prequel. And I said, you know what? Maybe it is. It ended up not being a prequel. The same way I'm critical about Hellblade 2 is the same way, or skeptical before its release, is the same reason I'm skeptical about Little Nightmares 3. And I love Little Nightmares 3.
Why? What's your problem? What's your fears of Little Nightmares 3?
It's not the same studio. It's not Tarsier Studios. It is.
Do you think there's going to love to the fans? They're just going to lose something.
So Little Nightmares is probably one of the most artistically beautiful games I will recommend. Right? It's like you're watching this painting unfold. Right? It's super beautiful. Like Ambi makes fun of me because I always say it's super beautiful, but I say like it's a super beautiful game in my opinion. And what they do with the puzzles and what's going on in the background and what's going on in this universe. One of the things that makes Little Nightmares so beautiful, though, is how much is left to your own interpretation. Like how much, like what are you actually watching? What does it mean to you? And Tarsier Studios purposely did that.
Well, what like Little Nightmares in the game previously, Limbo and stuff like that, not from the same thing. But what scares me is that and sometimes it might be nothing on the screen, nothing that's going to get me, but then it could be a little bit of thunder, and then something can interpretate like the tree, and it looks horrid. And you go, well, what's that? Oh, it's only a silhouette or something, or it's only this, or you stand on something, a bit of glass. I can carry on going, and then you're putting the fear in yourself, aren't you?
Yeah. And so you asked me what was my fear. My fear is I'm afraid that, and I like Bandai Namco, and I like Supermassive. So theoretically, I should like this game. But my fear is that they're being too on the nose about what the nowhere world is. They're being too on the nose of what the characters mean. They're taking away some of the fun of the interpretation, the art of letting it unfold.
Have you done deep dives into these showcase?
Little Nightmares?
To me, I haven't. I've seen Little Nightmares trailer, the announcement trailer, and that's it. I've never looked into.
Oh yeah, so I was thinking. Spoiler alert! I was planning on actually doing a Little Nightmares video series leading up to number 3, to talk about like my theories of the game, of not Little Nightmares 3, but of 1 and 2, and the DLC to 1. So I've done that. I've listened to the podcast of Little Nightmares. There's a podcast that came out. I've listened to that numerous times. Played the mobile game, so I'm very like interested in that universe. And so that's why I said I'm nervous about it. Same reason I was nervous.
1 and 2, but I've never dived into like the world, the realms past the game. You see, I'm getting. I've never listened to the podcast. I've never followed up any questions or lore past the games.
Say it again.
I've never dived into other media about Little Nightmares apart from the games.
Oh, I've done it. Like, so I can talk about it a lot, and to just respond back to, because Stout Combatives wants to be combative. If you notice, like, right, when we talk about a Dark Pictures game, you can get a different ending. 1, right? Dark Pictures actually puts animations in with different people dying. 2, is there quick time events? Yes. Do the Dark Pictures game have a story? Yes. Well, again, you have multiple stories that you can play out in the game. And 4, I stream horror games. Why? So I can interact with chat and play the horror game with chat as I go along. Everything I just mentioned there is not necessarily Hellblade. And again, the story, I would say any of the Dark Pictures games, even the worst ones, was a better story than Hellblade 2. All right, Holtz, go ahead.
Did you actually finish Hellblade from start to finish, number 2?
Yes.
Did you think you pushed yourself to finish it?
Yes.
Okay. Hate when that happens.
And that's why I say now that's where the first one I didn't do that. The first one I felt like, oh, it finished. Right? Because it was a story, it was finished. It was like and it's an older game. Remember, I played this game in 2017. And or 2018. And it's like, oh, okay. And then it left me with the feeling about like, okay, that's what that meant. The second game, probably after an hour, I felt like I was pushing through. Like I was really pushing through. And I knew it was a shorter game. But I really felt like I had to push through the game to get to because the story does get better. Like I'm not going to say the story, but it's still not as good as the first one.
Yeah, see, because I feel like it's not just Hellblade that I felt that way with God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Tears of the Kingdom. I think that they were just slightly increments better than the first game. So they could have been DLCs and I would have still bought them, enjoyed them, but I just feel like sometimes I'm putting the hours in going, I feel a sense of familiar or this is the same thing on the first game, but with an extra little slight little
No,
thing.
it was I think it was visually people loved it. I love like visually and I made I made a video about it, right? I compared the first one to the second one. I literally labeled it like Hellblade 2, a missed opportunity, in which I talk about it. I pull in screenshots of like one of the most beautiful scenes in Hellblade 2. And I say it's a